NBA analyst Danny Green.
He also had Brooklyn on his trade destination in Minnesota, so that's a place that he would want to win. But I'm also thinking he wants to be a place where it's still his team. You know, he wants to win. He wants to obviously get the Brinks truck to back up. But he wants to he's still young enough, still in his prime. He still thinks he can run an organization and be a part of take an organization to the next level.
Young's got $95 million remaining on his current deal, including a $49 million player option in the offseason. NFL, Saints committed to Tyler Shuck as QB1 for the 2026 season. Days after agreeing to a contract in the mid-$4 million range to return to Washington, quarterback Desmond Williams Jr. said on social media he's entering the transfer portal. If he leaves the Huskies, LSU is the presumptive favorite to land him. Baseball Cubs with a move to improve their rotation, finalizing a deal to acquire pitcher Edward Cabrera from the Marlins. No word yet what Miami is getting in return.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Thursday, Carson Beck is a two-time national champion, but can he do enough to avoid being the reason that Miami loses? It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
You so. And Mr. Toby Tom Plate. All right. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Oh, by the way, it's a hump day.
It's hump day.
Let's hump, everybody.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
First time in 2026.
Hump day.
Time to hump.
It's hump day.
First full week of 2026.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
And my goodness,
Hump day.
are we off to a rip-roaring start.
It's hump day.
Tigers still don't have a quarterback.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
They might get one.
Hump day.
Might get sued.
It's hump day.
Might get none.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
No idea.
Hump day.
It is something to behold.
It's hump day.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Ain't boring, though.
Hump day.
Look at that much.
It's hump day.
Gumsmackin' Mick met with reporters today.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Tell you what he said.
Hump day.
Ellen Moore met with reporters. Met with
It's
reporters.
hump day.
Try that one again. Ellen Moore met with reporters today.
Ellen Moore.
Let's say what it said.
It's hump day.
All right. Jeff Duncan next hour. A lot to do. Let's begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Let me get my show prep out of this folder that I left down on the stool. Here it is. Found it. Rip-roaring start on this hump day. Just when it looked like LSU was about to land Sam Leavitt, get their quarterback, everything got turned on its ear, y'all. Sam Leavitt, Lane Kiffin, Whit Weeks. These dudes are sitting there at a basketball game, and we're all thinking, this is it. Number one quarterback in the port. Come on down. Then Damon Williams enters the portal. Then Sam Leavitt's taking a visit to Tennessee. Now Washington suing somebody, maybe LSU. Wild sequence that has unfolded here. I'm going to take you through all of it. Let's start, if we could, with who is Damon Williams? Because my guess is there's a lot of people who maybe are hearing this name for the first time. That's okay. Now, I was not doing a show on New Year's Day. I did do a Locked on LSU, however, on New Year's Day. So if you subscribe to that podcast, thank you. And I did a show on New Year's Day because the portal opened on January 2nd. And so with all of the attention on quarterback, I sort of laid out a list for you then of the quarterbacks LSU could be targeting. And there was one familiar name that I mentioned.
The first name I'm going to give you is a name that's not, as of now, declared his intention to be in the portal, but there's a lot of smoke around this name. And it's Damon Williams Jr. from Washington.
Hot damn. So you should be listening to or watching Locked on LSU every day. Told you Damon Williams was a guy of interest because in these circles, people know that Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss Jr. love Damon Williams, okay? He's out of Chandler, Arizona. When he was coming out of high school, they recruited him. He was committed to Ole Miss, flipped his commitment to his home state, Arizona Wildcats. When Jed Fish, so he signs with Arizona, Jed Fish gets the Washington job, Williams goes in the portal. Kiffin and Weiss try to recruit him again when he's in the portal. He follows Fish to Washington. He's played 2 years at UW. By the way, he was a 4-star coming out of high school in Chandler, Arizona. He was the number, as a high school player, he was the number 13 quarterback in the country. That's on the on-3 composite. So he goes to Washington, and he's played there for 2 years. This season, he threw for over 3,000 yards and accounted for 32 touchdowns. Just go to Twitter or YouTube and type in Damon Williams highlights. And you'll go, oh, okay. Like, the one thing that I would have concern with is the guy is under 6 feet tall. But that didn't seem to matter for Trinidad Chambliss or Kyler Murray or Johnny Manziel or Jalen Hurts or a lot of other. You can make it work in college, okay? Anyway, Baker Mayfield. So I'm sitting there last night thinking and sort of expecting we might see a commitment from Sam Leavitt because everything I had heard from Monday evening into Tuesday was it was going great and they were really pushing hard for a commitment. Then all of a sudden, I see Damon Williams going to the portal with a do not contact label tag, and I went, boom, like ding, light bulb, sound the alarm. Like, this is Lane Kiffin. So Williams announces that he's going to go into the transfer portal. And everyone starts making the same assumption that it's going to be LSU, but a short time after, we learned that Washington ain't having it. Because Damon Williams, 4 days ago, announced he was signing his revenue share contract with Washington and not going into the portal. So 4 days after he signs that deal, now he's going in the portal. Ross Dellinger, who's done an awesome job with this story. If you're not following Ross on Twitter, you should. He's got a story up at Yahoo as well. But he has a Twitter thread kind of explaining what's going on. So Williams signed a 1-year rev share agreement with Washington worth about $4 million. The agreement is, he notes, it's a Big Ten template document used by all league members built for situations like this. He goes on to say that he writes in this thread, the agreement prohibits a player from entering the portal once this is signed, meaning Washington is refusing to allow him to enter his name in the portal. and it prohibits the players' NIL rights to be used by another school, although they can sign other marketing agreements. So third-party NIL, okay? The Big Ten is in line as well. They are supporting Washington on this, and LSU is the school that is reportedly the one that's interested in Damon Williams. So all this to say that Washington is lining up saying, you signed a deal with us, we're not letting you leave. We're not letting you enter the transfer portal. The real question is, does Washington have legal grounds to do this, to block them, to block Williams from leaving? And this is going to sound sort of radical to some people, but we're going to sit down on Thursday and watch a football game between Ole Miss and Miami, and there's going to be a dude running around on the field for Miami named Xavier Lucas who did this exact same thing last year, this season, in 2025. He was at Wisconsin. He had an agreement at Wisconsin. He ends up wanting to transfer to Miami. Wisconsin won't let him out of the agreement. So outside of the portal window, he just transfers as a student to Miami and goes and walks onto the football team. Wisconsin is suing, alleging tampering and all these sorts of things. But Xavier Lucas has played this entire football season for Miami. He's going to be on the field when Miami and Ole Miss play in the Fiesta Bowl. So there's precedent for it. Remember, college athletes are not employees. These are not employment agreements. There's not non-competes. These are agreements by which schools can use, the NIL deals, your name, image, and likeness, but the revenue share is a financial agreement. Could you be held liable for damages? Sure. Washington could sue. Maybe they gave Damon Williams a lump sum signing bonus. I don't know the numbers. Ross reported $4 million. Maybe they gave him a $500,000 signing bonus and the rest of it spread out throughout the year. I don't know how they structured it. So could they sue to get the money back? Sure. But a school interested in Damon Williams could pay a buyout in the same way that you would do for a coach. All of the wailing and gnashing of teeth. Oh, the horror. Breaking a contract. Breaking your word. You signed the deal. The contract has to mean something. What do coaches do every single cycle? They're under contract with their school and they leave. And the school that hires them pays a buyout. Why are we acting like this is a mortal sin that this kid's doing the same thing? Oh, but it's only 4 days. Okay. Manny Diaz did this. He got hired by Boston College. 17 days later, took the Miami job. Dana Altman did it. He was at Creighton, got hired by Arkansas. 3 days later, he goes back to Creighton. Pat Murphy did the same thing at LSU. No, forgive me. Dana Altman was 1 day. Pat Murphy was 3 days. And this is all different sports. That's college football, college softball, college basketball. We've seen this. Do we even want to get into assistants who get hired and then before they even coach where they were hired, they take another job? This happens all the time. Why? I'll continue to say the thing that I've said so often here, so many times. And this is going to be hard for some people to disassociate the fact that I'm talking about an LSU target, because I know there's going to be people that go, oh, you're just an LSU shill. If you've listened to anything I've ever said on this topic in general in this arena, you know I am 100% pro player all the time on everything we discuss with this all the time. If you don't like it, fine. You want to fix it? Fine. But is this ruining college football? Hell no, this ain't ruining college football. Did you see the ESPN released the quarterfinal playoff ratings? Up 14%. Playoffs through 2 rounds, up 3%. We're about to expand the playoff. Ratings, revenue, attendance, everything's up. Up, 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 up. Oh, it's ruining college football. No, it ain't. You're clutching your pearls over nonsense. You want to blame somebody? Don't blame the athletes. Blame the adults who built a broken system for 100 years, extolling the pageantry and tradition of bowl games and the value of a general studies degree, while they got rich and the 18 to 22-year-olds got concussions and broken bodies and finally said, screw y'all, we want to get paid too. Good. Go get paid. All I'm saying sitting here today is don't treat the 18 to 22-year-olds differently than you do the adults. Don't hold the young people to a different standard than you do the adults. If it's acceptable for a coach under contract to leave for another job, a better situation, don't then sit here and tell me it's unacceptable for a 19-year-old like Damon Williams, who now has a better opportunity to go take that better opportunity. That's all I'm saying. Don't be a hypocrite. If we're going to be okay with coaches taking better jobs, like, by the way, LSU just hired Lane Kiffin away, paid Brian Kelly $54 million to go away, and then bought Lane Kiffin for $91 million, we're going to be okay with that. But collectively, we're going to have a problem with Damon Williams having a better opportunity and walking away from it? Well, he's under contract. So was Lane Kiffin. So is every other coach that leaves the spot they're in for a better job. You want to fix it, fine. But don't hold an 18 to 22-year-old student athlete to a different standard than the adults. You want to fix it wholesale. Have contracts that have teeth and weight and all that sort of stuff. Fine. But don't blame someone for operating within the system as it exists right now, because Xavier Lucas is doing it right now, and there was nearly the outrage that you're seeing today about Damon Williams. Now, there's another part of this, and it's what in the world happened with Sam Leavitt. Let me break, come back, and I'll dive into that. Our show open every day is brought to you by Bud Light. So drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of your Fighting Tigers of LSU and of the New Orleans Saints. Quick break. We'll come back and pick up the story with the Leavitt part of all this next.
AFR.
REV. Let's Rev. Let'sRev.com. 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 Hey, I love telling you about Rev because we are talking about a local company with 90 years of service to our local communities. Let'sRev.com. Let'sRev.com. We're talking cable. We're talking home automation. We're talking about internet, and we're talking about an all-fiber network. So you know the annoyance, what happens whenever storm comes, knocks down trees and branches, hit power lines, all of a sudden your internet's out. You never have to worry about with Rev because they've got an all-fiber network. So they bury those cables under the ground. It is time to switch to Rev. The great customer service, a local call center, an all-fiber network, speeds up to 5 gigs. You just want a better experience with your cable company, your internet service provider. You can have it with Rev. R-E-V. Let'sRev.com. Let'sRev.com. Home or business, Let'sRev.com.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Fabry family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Glad you're rolling along with us. Jeff Duncan, next hour, will be here, talk some Saints. Mickey Loomis, Kellen Moore wrapped up the Saints' 6-10 season. The most, I guess, newsworthy thing, of course, is that they committed to Tyler Shuck being their guy moving forward in 2026. No surprise, but the finality that we were expecting. So do not expect the Saints to go draft a quarterback in this upcoming draft. That they've got that they're really excited about and should be. We'll get to more of that. I want to pick up the story. We opened kind of catching you up to speed on Damon Williams and LSU and everything that's happening. If you're not familiar, Damon Williams, Washington quarterback, was recruited out of high school and the portal by Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss. They love him. While Sam Leavitt's on campus, Damon Williams goes into the portal, and all the intention seems to be here that LSU is targeting Damon Williams. Washington, however, is blocking his attempt to enter the transfer portal because he already signed his revenue share agreement with the University of Washington, doing so 4 days ago, and so they're not allowing him to enter the transfer portal. There is precedent here. Xavier Lucas did the exact same thing a year ago. He was at Wisconsin. He just, in the spring, just went and enrolled at Miami, and now he's playing at Miami right now, going to play against Ole Miss. So there's precedent for it. I don't know that Washington is going to be able to do anything except maybe collect financial damages or regrouping the money spent so far, if at all, in 4 days. I don't know, but we'll see how it all plays out. But of course, the impetus on LSU here is they got to get a quarterback, and if Damon Williams is the guy, we'll see if they can. The other part of this conversation is, man, what happened with Sam Leavitt? So just as a quick catch-up, I mean, Sam Leavitt the visit was going fantastic. And by all accounts now, that ship has sailed. Got here on Monday, early afternoon. Was visiting, touring the facility at LSU. Monday night, went to dinner at Supper Club. We told you it was a group of 7 people. It was Sam Leavitt, his parents. Charlie Weiss came back in from Oxford for the dinner. Joe Cox was there. Dane Stevens, the quarterback's coach. Whit Weeks was there. Private dinner at Supper Club went great. The visit extended into Tuesday. Some of the conversations I had late morning Tuesdays, they were working to close Sam Leavitt on Tuesday. And so then all of a sudden, there's Lane Kiffin and Jackson Harris, the transfer wide receiver from Hawaii who's committed, Whit Weeks, and Leavitt all at the basketball game Tuesday night. And shortly after that, boom, the news comes about Damon Williams in the portal. And a short time later, Leavitt has a visit set up to Tennessee, and everyone's going, man, what happened? They went from this great visit where we told you a day ago, Leavitt was really impressed by the VR room. All of it. We talked about how the members of the coaching staff I talked to were super impressed, how they had actually prioritized him over Sorsby. They loved that he was a leader, thought he could handle things like personality-wise, the pressure of the SEC, LSU, the expectation, all that stuff. An alpha. They loved Sam Leavitt. So what happened? I think you can also look at the other circumstantial pieces of evidence that pointed to Leavitt landing in Baton Rouge. I mean, his other visit was to Kentucky. And Kentucky took a commitment from Minchie, who they flipped from Nebraska. His other visit set up was Texas Tech, which he canceled because Texas Tech took Sorsby. So he didn't have any other visits lined up. This was it. His parents were here. Like LSU was pushing for a commitment. It felt like it was going to be done. So what happened? Some have asked, well, did Leavitt leave? Like, was he not impressed with LSU? Or did LSU pull the commitment? Well, when you piece this together circumstantially, it tells you the story. I mean, he didn't have any other visits set up, and now all of a sudden he's going to Tennessee, where Tennessee has Joey Aguilar. Now, Aguilar's out of eligibility, but he played JUCO, so he's hoping to play another season on the Diego Pavia rule. So maybe Leavitt's a backup plan, but that's a far cry from being a backup plan at Tennessee and being like the guy plug and play at LSU and all that they have to offer here with Lane Kiffin and the offense and everything. Well, I think what we're seeing here is throughout the visit, there's some uncertainty that arose about Leavitt because of the Lisfranc injury. And I'm not saying that would have been a deal breaker. Like I told you, when they brought Sam Leavitt here, they knew he had a Lisfranc injury. I mean, it cost him half the season. And it's something we've talked about since before he showed up, was that they knew this Lisfranc injury was going to cost him it was going to cost him spring. And depending on how long the recovery goes, could last into the summer, potentially, toward the start of fall camp. And that can be an 8 to 10 week recovery, or 8 to 10 month recovery. You're talking about a broken bone and ligament damage in the middle of the foot. So that is a really challenging thing to overcome. And there's some athletes that never, like, that effectively ended Cam Newton's career. I mean, his Lisfranc injury in 2019, he never came back from that. There's Shady McCoy, LaDainian Tomlinson. There's guys who had Lisfranc injuries that really struggled to come back from them. And I think it's also important to know that when these recruits or these transfers come to campus, this isn't like the NFL Combine, where when you go to the Combine, we talk about it all the time. The two most important parts of the Combine are the interview and the medical. The interview, so they get to know you personality-wise, and the medical, because the team doctors for these NFL teams get to poke and prod and yank and tug and press and do MRIs and imaging to get their own evaluation of you. And you don't have the time to do that on these visits. So if there is a medical concern, as I understand it, they'll have those conversations. And maybe a little bit of a look-see, but it's not nearly as comprehensive. And so in a lot of instances, they might be relying on the previous school to share information, and then still, like, there's HIPAA and there's other questions that could arise. So all that to say, I think the Lisfranc injury caused some uncertainty with Leavitt. And when the opportunity with Damon Williams arose, I think LSU pivoted. Because they love Damon Williams. And I think they would have loved to have Sam Leavitt. But I do believe that some uncertainty around Leavitt with the Lisfranc injury allowed some doubt to creep into their mind. New quarterback, new system, new coaches, new terminology, new teammates, new everything. And to miss spring and have uncertainty about the recovery of the injury toward the season, it's a big if for the investment you're going to make in a quarterback. And I think LSU kind of had to play this very dangerous balancing act where you got the bird in hand in Sam Leavitt. Like, I believe firmly that if they wanted a commitment from Sam Leavitt, they would have gotten it, and he would be an LSU Tiger today. But if there was uncertainty there and they had an opportunity to pivot to Damon Williams, you play this really risky game because you got the bird in hand with Leavitt, and if you let go to go after Williams, now Leavitt's gone, and he ain't coming back. You better get Damon Williams. And now there's this legal matter around Damon Williams, which makes this even more complicated. Now, some people have asked me, Matt, what about getting both Leavitt and Damon Williams? Like, zero chance. That doesn't make a lick of sense. Sam Leavitt didn't leave Arizona State, where he was the starting quarterback, to go somewhere to be a backup or to compete for a job. Damon Williams, who had already committed to the place where he was the starter, and where Ross Dellinger reported they're paying him $4 million. He didn't leave a $4 million situation at Washington, where he's the returning starter, the incumbent, to go somewhere to be a backup or to compete for a job. And you're not going to pay two number one starting quarterbacks. Again, like, there's no salary cap like the NFL, but you also don't have limitless funds. This isn't the Dodgers paying Shohei Ohtani $750 million. It's not a limitless well of cash. LSU has a lot to spend, as we've seen, and they're going to spend it. But you can't justify paying 2 top-tier quarterbacks. So that's not going to happen. It's an either or. And they've now seen Sorsby pick Texas Tech. They've let Leavitt walk out of town. They better land Damon Williams. Because if you don't get Damon Williams, now the question becomes, you start to make your way down the list of available quarterbacks. Now you're starting to talk about guys like DJ Lagway. Do you get into those sweepstakes? Dylan Raiola from Nebraska. Are you interested there? Do you go to Deuce Knight? 5-star, spent this year at Auburn, but hasn't played. Huge ceiling and potential, but again, hasn't played. Now you're talking about guys that have been backups. Is that the route you want to go? And it is imperative. However this has to go, if you are all in here on Damon Williams, you got to land him, because if you don't, it is a precipitous drop to whatever is next for you out there. It's not saying you can't hit. I mean, they found Trinidad Chambliss on Twitter. The guy became an all SEC caliber quarterback. I mean, but that's an outlier, right? That's the exception. That's not the rule. And trust their evaluation and all that stuff, but you're going to have to work hard to go find the right guy if it ain't this guy. So we will keep you posted in a dramatically and rapidly evolving quarterback situation for LSU as they're trying to find what's next as Leavitt has left and attention turns to Damon Williams, but there is apparently a legal matter ahead. All right, we're brought to you by Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com. We had locations all over South Louisiana, name brand tires at wholesale prices, and they keep you coming back year after year after year because at Shawbills, they treat you like family. It's part of the Charlie's Dozen. When they opened their doors back in 1968, Mr. Charlie said, it's just the right thing to do. You give people the best tire on the road at the cheapest price possible. You treat them like family. They have a customer bill of rights there. How many businesses have a customer bill of rights, things they feel you are entitled to just for being a customer walking in the door? And it just emanates everywhere throughout Shawbills. Listen, make sure part of your New Year's resolutions, get those oil changes on time. You keep your tires properly inflated. Rotate those tires on schedule. Replace out those warm wiper blades before the next storm hits, which is coming this weekend, by the way. Take care of your vehicle over at Shawbills. ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com. Shawbills, we keep you rolling. All right, y'all, glad you're hanging out with us here. Speaking of quarterback news, we do have an update as one very prominent SEC quarterback has announced he's hitting the NFL draft. We'll get to that when we go around the SEC. Taylor's here for Bourbon Dictionary in about 15 minutes. Get your booze questions in. Jeff Duncan, 27 minutes from right now. We'll talk a little black and gold. Who dat? Stick around. Don't you move. It's AFR.
After further review.
Man, oh man, it is an awesome time to get by Clegg's Nursery because they are gearing up now for spring, which is not too far away. Of course, we know you're getting new shipments of plants arriving daily right now, so it is a perfect time to just plant something because all of the trees and shrubs and fruit trees, like if you were thinking about planting a tree, like a fruit tree, a citrus tree, like you have to do it now. Like this is the season to get those trees and shrubs in the ground. Like we're going to get to spring and summer and we'll be talking about spring flowers and all that sort of stuff. But right now, like if you thought, man, I'd love to plant, I hear Scone talking about it, love to plant up, a citrus tree in my backyard, something can grow and my family can get enjoyment out of for generations. Like this is the time of year seasonally that you have to plant. They have a great selection over at Clegg's Nursery. So get by any of the 4 locations, Siegen near Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. Buy local, shop local, and tell them Matt sent you into Clegg's Nursery.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. On the field, I trust my team. For my healthcare, I trust the lake.
Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience, or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, ironworkers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. On the field, I trust my team. For my healthcare, I trust the lake.
Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
One quick note, just put this out on Twitter. Another visit for LSU I was just made aware of, reported this over at louisianasports.net. Utah defensive lineman John Henry Daly will be visiting LSU. Unclear if he will be arriving today or tomorrow, but John Henry Daly will be visiting LSU. So that's a pretty significant one there in the transfer portal. He's one of the top defensive linemen in the portal, and LSU has they got to add defensive linemen, in particular edge players, and Daly is the number 8 overall player in the transfer portal, and one of the top edge players, obviously. I mean, 6'4", 247, had double-digit sacks this year, so that would be a really significant one if LSU could land him. Of course, landed a couple of defensive prospects a day ago, and working on that. It was interesting. I got a message, I think, on Twitter. They're coming pretty fast, but got a message on Twitter or somewhere, and someone said, "Hey man, does Lane Kiffin know this isn't 7-on-7? Like, where are the linemen?" I get it. Yeah, they're hosting a bunch of linemen on both sides of the ball, and we'll see how and when those commitments might start to pop. But listen, it's undeniable. I mean, you got to go get linemen. They know they got to go get linemen. They're hosting a bunch of them, and how they prioritize. I say it all the time. It's hard to see the forest through the trees. Like, pull back, take the 10,000-foot view. You take the snapshot of the entirety of it when it's done, instead of living in the ebbs and flows of the moment. I know it's hard to do, but I think it's something that will probably serve us all really well. But it is after further review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. I'm actually heading to dinner over at Supper Club tonight, man. Excited about this. And I got a client dinner over at Supper Club. It's a great spot if you're entertaining clients or if you're celebrating anything. Erica and I were having our anniversary. Our anniversary is on the 13th, so in 6 days we're going to go to dinner. Just have booked reservations at Supper Club for our anniversary dinner. Whether it's a birthday, an anniversary, graduation, or just celebrating life, or you want to take a client, go close some business, sit at the bar, have a glass of wine or a cocktail, it's a great place to do it at Supper Club. Open every Tuesday through Saturday, and remember, it is open seating at the bar. So if you're ever worried about, it's late, I don't know if I can get a reservation, no worries. You can always just pop into Supper Club. They started that last year, the policy where they opened up seating at the bar where you don't need a reservation. And so many people take advantage of that on weeknights and any night. If you just want to pop in and go see our friends at Supper Club, have the best meal of your life, a great wine, cocktail selection, craft cocktail list. It's over there at Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com for your reservations. SupperClubBTR.com. Okay, it is after further review. We do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Ty Simpson will enter the NFL draft. He announced on social media, informed Kalen DeBose and Ryan Grubb of his decision. Mel Kiper ranked Simpson as the third best quarterback in the draft behind Fernando Mendoza and Dante Moore. Those two have not yet declared, however.
The Ole Miss Rebels.
Ole Miss names former NFL defensive back coach Patrick Toney its new defensive coordinator. Pete Golding and Toney worked together on Ron Roberts' staff at Southeastern Louisiana more than a decade ago, and when Golding was the UTSA defensive coordinator in 2016 and 2017. Golding is, however, expected to continue calling defense as the head coach.
The Oklahoma Sooners.
Safety Jaden Hardy has entered the transfer portal, 5'10", 180, played in all 26 of OU's games that he appeared in, that he dressed for, I should say here. He'll have 2 years of eligibility remaining.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
Georgia defensive back Jonel Aguero will enter the transfer portal. Matt Zenitz had it first. 5'11", 205. Spent 2 seasons as a starter there at Georgia. This year alone, 39 tackles for the Bulldogs. Defensive back starter hit the portal.
The Vanderbilt Commodores.
And Randone Fontenette, star position. He'll enter the transfer portal, or has entered the transfer portal. He transferred from TCU to Vanderbilt. Now is in the portal again. He was a big part of Vanderbilt's turnaround. Had 124 tackles during his couple of seasons there in Nashville. Fontenette's the 15th Vanderbilt player to hit the portal. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC Hump Day shows brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. Time for that New Year's resolution. Want to look and feel your best? Simple blood test can let you know if you're a candidate for hormone replacement therapy. Men and women, by the way. Yourgoodwood.com. Check it out. Yourgoodwood.com. One other quick note here, man. Ross Dellinger's on a heater today. A little breaking news there from Delhi. Ole Miss has made a third filing today to the NCAA on behalf of Trinidad Chambliss' eligibility waiver. The document was drafted by attorney Tom Mars. It's pushing back against the NCAA's assertion of insufficient evidence and suggests legal action in a, quote, Mississippi Circuit Court. So a third time now that Ole Miss has gone to the NCAA filing this waiver, which tells you they keep getting their waiver denied. They keep on going back. It's very interesting talking to Ole Miss folks because I'd say a week, 10 days ago, but before the Georgia game, when it was abundantly clear that Trinidad Chambliss was going to enter the transfer portal and end up at LSU, the insistence from folks at Ole Miss was he wasn't getting his waiver. Some even implied that they knew, that they had already maybe had some off-the-record conversations. Insistent that he wasn't going to get his waiver. Now that Trinidad Chambliss has bypassed the portal, will return to Ole Miss if granted the waiver. Oh, they're so confident he's going to get the waiver, and Tom Mars is on the case. Sure. Okay. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I don't know what they could sue, whatever. We'll see how it goes with all this, but the narrative has certainly changed out of Oxford. And with Austin Simmons gone, if Trinidad Chambliss does not get that waiver, they are in a really tight spot next year as well, because all of the top quarterbacks in this year's portal cycle are going to be spoken for by the time they're done playing, and you get an answer on Chambliss, which is, and if we go back, why LSU made the decision to pivot from Chambliss, because they felt like they couldn't afford to wait. Now, you got to go land a quarterback, see if they can do it, but it's one worth watching as well. All right, it's AFR. Let me knock out a quick break. Wrap up hour number 1. Taylor Colangelo, a little Bourbon Dictionary next.
After further review.
New year. What a time to set some goals for your business and to not only set them, but to reach them. Maybe you didn't reach your business goals in 2025. Great way to do it in 2026 is to make sure you have the right people. No matter what business you're in, Glow Resources can help. GLO, glowresources.com, glowresources.com, glowresources.com. You see, Glow Resources, they have a network whereby they will cast their net far and wide to find the exact person for your business that you're trying to fill in that role. And yes, they specialize in skilled blue-collar labor. So if you need welders or pipe fitters or crane operators, that heavy machinery operators, Glow Resources can find those people for you. They also have the professional placement division. So whatever type of white-collar job you have, from an office assistant to the C-suite, Glow Resources can find the right people to make your business its most efficient and most profitable in 2026. glowresources.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
I'm lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim, which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience, or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home, with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit louisianapropane.com to find out about propane generators and
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. They're the gang with the slang.
Keep it 100. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is Bourbon Dictionary with Matt Moscona and Taylor Calandro.
I don't understand.
Taylor, what up, man? Happy New Year.
Hey, man. Welcome back.
Thank you.
How are you?
Really good, man. The last couple of Wednesdays, we had Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, and then was there a Wednesday last week? Was Wednesday? Oh, Wednesday last week was New Year's Eve. Yeah,
it was New Year's, and I saw you were in Vegas.
Went to Vegas. Enjoyed a little short hop over there. Eric and I went with some friends of ours. Did kind of a long weekend before we are kind of all back to reality. But ate some good food and drank some good booze. By the way, whenever we last spoke, the allocation was really light around here. And for those that don't know, it's always kind of around the fall and into the holiday season when the rare bourbon allocation and whiskey allocation show up. but it kind of has been sparse. Is it starting to trickle in a little bit?
Oh
man, what's going on?
I think last year they came a little later. I mean, we've got a couple antique things that have trickled in, but not the main allocation. From what I remember, I'm trying to remember last year, like that we didn't get that stuff till like late January. It's just been odd. It's been odd because of company switches and everybody does stuff a little differently, and it's just been a weird pattern of stuff. So it should be coming, but the first couple of weeks of the year, you don't even think these liquor companies are open. It's just like it's totally dead. It's just how our business is.
So now that we're through the holiday season, do y'all feel any effects of a lot of people going into dry January?
Yes, and it is totally expected every year. Everybody starts off super strong, but around here it's hard, especially with the early Mardi Gras this year. I think Mardi Gras is like around Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
super early this year.
Valentine's Day is a Saturday. It's Endymion Saturday is Valentine's Day, and it
it's like the 17th or 18th or whatever.
Yeah, so 14, 15, the 17th will be Tuesday. The Fat Tuesday will be the February 17th. So
a pretty early Mardi Gras, and that kind of derails people's plans, and nobody sticks to any kind of diet. Generally. So I think people are better about dry January than anything. It just seems a little easier because a lot of people are doing it. But as far as diets and stuff, nobody does that very well.
I kind of am. I've done it pretty good for 2 years.
Well, yeah. I mean, you look like a pencil, man.
I don't know if I look like a pencil. I mean, I'm not thin, bro. Come on. I mean, look at these guns right here.
You've lost a lot of weight. And the only reason I noticed that was because of your Vegas pictures. Vegas is a great city, man. It is a great American city. I don't like a lot of American cities, but Vegas is fantastic.
I don't actually think Vegas is fantastic. I think Vegas is completely over the top and way too expensive. But anytime I have an opportunity to go anywhere, I'm going. So Erica was like, do you want to go to Vegas with our friends Keith and Danae? Danae wants to go to the Sphere and see Wizard of Oz. I'm like, yep, in. Let's go. When are we leaving? Book the flights. Here we go. I'm in.
And I haven't been to the Sphere, but I don't know what it is about Vegas, and I don't like a lot of places. I've been a lot of places around the world, but Vegas is awesome. It's an awesome place. I don't know why. I love it, but it's awesome.
So what is what is new? No allocation right now. What is new?
We just finished inventory. Like it's dry January. We don't really have anything new. We sold everything.
All right, well, great to talk to you, Taylor. We'll see. No, I'm kidding.
It's just like the beginning of the year is super dead. We have our Four Roses barrel that's still sitting out.
Oh man.
I'm not sure how much we have left, but it's still sitting out there. But nothing new. Like I said, you would think most of these companies are just closed for the month of January. It's just wild.
I have a buddy who was going to something in San Antonio around the holidays. He's like, give me a whiskey recommendation that I can just sort of put in a flask and nip on while we walk through this outdoor light thing. And I was like, if you can find one, I was like, find a Four Roses barrel pick, one of the master distiller's recipes. I mean, it's so.
Absolutely.
If you haven't been by Calandro's yet and you're gonna pick up that bottle, if there's any of it left, the barrel pick, it's. For the Four Roses barrel picks are rare and they're awesome. And I think, would you tell me the last time y'all got one?
It was right after COVID. I don't. It's 3 years.
Yeah. So the point is, it's not like
they're very sparse.
Yeah.
They don't come very often.
Yeah.
So and they're so good. I like Four Roses in general, but the barrel picks are usually just outstanding.
Agree. All right, we're gonna bounce because we're coming up on top of the hour. 30 seconds, anything beer-related you want to talk about?
No, it's like I said, it's dry January.
Right.
But we have a ton of THC stuff. And THC stuff is super hot. And I think people are drinking that instead of booze for January.
All right, I haven't tried it yet. I'll have to give it a try just so I can intelligently talk about it.
Get with the program.
All right, man. All right, dude, we appreciate it. Thanks, Taylor.
See you, man.
All right, be well. It's after further review. We're brought to you by Parish Restoration, by the way. ParishRestoration.com. ParishRestoration.com. Kill mold, remove odor. Go to ParishRestoration.com. It's easy, man. Jim in the game. They'll come. They'll spray that patented non-toxic dry fog that I tell you about all the time. And it's super easy. If you want a quote, just go to the website, ParishRestoration.com. I just fill out the form on the homepage. They'll be in touch. They'll get you that quote, ParishRestoration.com. If you have mold, think you might, ParishRestoration.com, commercial or residential, so for your home or any big office building. And remember, it can sanitize and get rid of odor, pet, smoke, sweat, odor. They can get rid of all of it. ParishRestoration.com, ParishRestoration.com. All right, y'all, we're not going to break. SportsCenter's coming up. Get you caught up on national headlines. When we come back, Mickey Loomis and Kellen Moore met with reporters today. Jeff Duncan, long time covering the New Orleans Saints, quarter century as a matter of fact. He's going to jump aboard with us, talk some Who Dat next. Stay here. It's AFR.
AFR.
Man, I love telling you about South Point Volkswagen, and it's a new year, and for a lot of people, a new year means it's time to get a new vehicle, and if that's you right now, it's time to go to South Point Volkswagen. You know where they are. Tell you about them every day, have for more than a decade now. SouthPointVW.com. Kelly and my friends over at South Point, I don't know if they were our first ever AFR sponsor, but they weren't far down the list. We've been rolling here probably about 14 years with South Point Volkswagen. That's all Erica and I drive. Like, you go to our house, you go out in the parking lot here at Guarantee Media. I mean, I drive a black Volkswagen Atlas Crossport. Before that, I drove an Atlas, but I like the Crossport better. It takes out the third row, a little shorter, a little sleeker. Erica drives the Atlas. She loves it. White Atlas with all the features. No matter what type of vehicle you're looking to drive, they have something that's safe, that's affordable, that's stylish, luxurious, and, of course, you get the great German engineering without the cost, manufactured right here in the U.S. of A. SouthPointVW.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. On the field, I trust my team. For my healthcare, I trust the lake.
Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Every winner knows a great play starts with a solid game plan and the right team by your side. At Sunshine, we're here to keep your operation running strong. From tractors to harvesters, we've got the John Deere equipment you need to tackle every job with confidence. Because when the work's done right, there's more time for the things that matter, like cheering on your favorite team. Make Sunshine Quality Solutions part of your playbook this season and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
With all the delicious chicken finger options, it was an impossible decision.
How about a box combo? Good. Now what can I get for you?
No, I want a Caniac combo with extra cane sauce, no slaw, 2 extra toast, and a half sweet tea, half lemonade.
Celebrate the holidays with Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. This just in, Todd Bowles is returning as head coach of the Buccaneers for the 2026 NFL season. If star point guard Trae Young gets his wish, he won't have to travel far to get to his next destination. As he and the Hawks continue to discuss a possible trade, Young's let it be known that Washington is his preferred landing spot. ESPN NBA analyst Chiney Agwumike.
And this is a perfect reset place because he's 27 years old. He's still young enough to be able to have an impact. And let me just tell you, the only way is up. The only way for the Wizards is up.
For Washington.
And also, you think about it, like his skill set to make other people better, he will have the ball in his hands. He will be able to score. Like, this is a perfect opportunity for him to maybe try to do something a little bit better and take his experience in Atlanta.
Young's got $95 million remaining on his contract, including a $49 million player option this offseason. Even though he signed a contract in the mid-$4 million range last week to return to Washington, quarterback Desmond Williams Jr. said on social media he's entering the transfer portal. LSU is the presumptive favorite if Williams leaves the Huskies, but other schools are expected to be involved, reports ESPN's Pete Thamel.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Thursday, Carson Beck is a 2-time national champion, but can he do enough to avoid being the reason that Miami loses? It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Goodwood, Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Yusuf. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Mickey Loomis and Kellen Moore both met with reporters here on Wednesday in their season recap press conference, but also this comes at a time bookended where Gail Benson was up in New York, sort of at a summit with the NFL and the NBA. And Jeff Duncan's good enough to join us, talk a little bit about both. Man, we always appreciate it. How are you?
Matt, I'm doing good, buddy. Good to hear from you.
Thanks, man. It's always our pleasure. Let's maybe start, if we could, with today, and then we'll look into the future. Maybe biggest takeaway from what Kellen Moore and Mickey Loomis had to say today?
Well, I think we all knew this by watching with our own eyes, but the commitment, I think, to Tyler Shuck as the franchise quarterback going forward, I don't think it surprised anybody, but it was interesting to hear it from both men today. It was pretty clear. This is the guy they're going to build around, and I think everyone in the organization just has unbridled enthusiasm about what he's been able to do. I think, Matt, he's even exceeded their expectations on him, and this is a guy that they were way higher on than I think a lot of teams in the league. They had a first-round grade on him. They had him graded higher than Jackson Dart, I think probably right behind Cam Ward, and I think he's played even better than expected.
Yeah, I don't know that there's any doubt about that. It's been incredible to watch. Jeff, I mean, you've covered the Saints for 25 years. Can you sort of gauge how you feel or what the temperature is around the organization, fan base, everything going into this offseason, especially off a 6-win season, but as opposed to maybe others? Is there a comp where you might look at the level of optimism, if I'm not asking too much of a leading question there?
No, I think it's a good point. I mean, it's night and day difference from where the organization was a year ago, and everyone had their crosshairs on Mickey Loomis and Gail Benson. That seems to have died down from the fan base. Look, I think that there's still a long way to go. I think the one caution I would have for people, and Mickey Loomis alluded to this today, is, look, that that winning streak was nice at the end of the year, but it came against the Jets and the Titans of the world. And when this team did play, now Spencer Rattler was the quarterback, but when they did play the elite teams in the league, the Seahawks, the Bears, the Patriots, they weren't competitive. So they've got a long way to go. The roster has a lot of work to do to be competitive, but they are in a very winnable division. And when you have a quarterback on a second-round rookie contract, Matt, that makes life so much easier when you're rebuilding. And I think that's the real source of optimism.
The other big thing, and Jeff Duncan's with us, NOLA.com, he's on Twitter at @JeffDuncan_, is what happens to some of these veterans, right? I mean, Cam, Taysom, DeMario. Any insight or best guess as to maybe what the organization does with these guys, provided they want to continue?
Yeah, look, I think that's the biggest question of the offseason is how many guys come back? Do any of them decide to leave? Does, say, Taysom Hill, who sounded to me like a guy that is pondering retirement, just reading between the lines, the way he talked, having the whole family there, the physical, abuse that he's taken at the position. I would not be surprised if he decides to hang up his cleats. But I think the rest of them are completely up in the air, and I think a lot of it's going to come down to what the contract is, what players like DeMario Davis and Cam Jordan are willing to come back to play for, because they certainly have earned, with their production, another year somewhere in the league. And I don't think I would have said that, Matt, a year ago. I thought this would be their last year, but they both played at a very high level, and I think are going to command a decent contract in the marketplace if it isn't here in New Orleans.
Jeff, what specifically would you say about Kellen Moore after year one, considering, I mean, let's see, you've covered Hazlitt and I guess the end of Ditka, Hazlitt, Peyton, and Dennis Allen, now Kellen Moore, compared maybe to other year ones, or what the feeling is just as him as a head coach coming off of year one?
Yeah, look, he had way harder circumstances probably than anyone but Sean Payton, I think. And he exceeded my expectations. I picked the team to have 4 wins, and it looked like that was going to be optimistic at midseason. And I think the quarterback changed everything. And you have to give him credit. He was very bullish on Tyler Shuck, and I think his development and coaching of Tyler Shuck brought him around to where he was at. So he gets a lot of credit from me for holding this thing together. It could have easily gone south. We've seen some teams around the league pack it in. That never happened here, Matt, and that's a credit to the staff. It's a credit to the leaders in the locker room. I was really starting to question Kellen Moore midseason, but I have to say, I mean, he surprised me. And I think the league is kind of going to this. You know, we're all used to the Sean Paytons of the world. There's only so many guys like that. There are more guys like Dave Canales and Matt LaFleur and Mike McDaniel. That's kind of the way the league has gone with the head coaches. And I think Kellen Moore certainly earned a lot of respect this year, not only from the fans, but also from players in that locker room.
Jeff Duncan's with us, not just about, obviously, Loomis and Kellen Moore meeting with reporters, but also, I guess, a summit is what we would call it. It's how you alluded to it on Twitter X with Gail Benson and Jeff Landry, and going up to New York City. And a few things on the docket. I guess top of the list would be the 2031 Super Bowl. Can you fill us in, Jeff, on the goings-on there?
Well, that was big because the Saints and the city of New Orleans, the host committee that bids on these Super Bowls, really, we missed the deadline. I say we, the city of New Orleans, to bid on the game because they didn't have a long-term contract extension with the state of Louisiana at the time. The team didn't. So obviously you can't have a Super Bowl in a city that you don't know if they're actually going to have an NFL team in that city. So that had to get done before the city was going to be allowed to bid on the 2031 game. And the reason that year is targeted, Matt, you know this well, New Orleans has a very complicated spring schedule with Mardi Gras. The calendar gets very complicated as far as trying to get big events in here. There's a lot of major conventions at that time of year. And 2031 is really the only year that New Orleans could fit in a Super Bowl between now and 2038. And the locals have let the NFL know that. The NFL is very much aware of that. Would love to be able to bring the game back here, but they had to get that contract done. Once they did now, I think the NFL's extended an olive branch to Gail Benson and Jeff Landry and invited them to bid again. And I fully expect that game to be here in 2031. I don't think the NFL would have taken the step to allow them to bid if they weren't going to bring that game here.
There's always the concern, Jeff, of cities that build new stadiums being in line for a Super Bowl. So I can't help but think of Chicago or what's going to happen in Kansas City. Does any of that potentially – there might be others I'm not thinking of right now. Nashville, right? Are there any of those that could potentially stand in the way of New Orleans landing the Super Bowl in 2031?
I don't think so, because I think a lot of these stadium projects are still trying to get off the ground. They're still trying to find funding. And I think most of them, while there's a lot of them who would love to be finished by 2031, I think that's a little ambitious. And the way that the bidding system works now, remember in the old days, Matt, they used to have cities bid against each other.
Yeah.
And we famously in New Orleans lost to Atlanta in 2018. Yep. That was the tricentennial in New Orleans. Everybody thought it was a shoe-in for New Orleans. Those days are over. Once you're invited to bid, it's kind of a one-horse race. And I really don't think the league would have taken that step and publicly come out the way they did if they didn't expect it to be in New Orleans.
NBA All-Star Game is something else that was on the docket?
Well, I think that's the carrot at the end of the stick, much the way the NFL uses the Super Bowl. I think that's the carrot at the end of the stick of a long-term lease agreement between the Pelicans and the state of Louisiana. And I think it's a very positive sign, if you're a Pelicans fan, that Jeff Landry, that he had two of his key lieutenants on that trip, that they are probably all in on that. I don't think they would have had that kind of contingent or that representation if they weren't fully on board. Now, they're going to sell this as a downtown economic development. I think that's the best way to get buy-in from the rest of the state, as opposed to just selling a Smoothie King Center renovation. They're making this package larger, this project larger, and I think that's the way it'll get sold. And I think at the end of that, if it gets approved by the state legislature, if Governor Landry signs off, I think we'll see an all-star game in the Smoothie King Center sooner rather than later.
And you also notice state-of-the-art sport and entertainment complex at the Smoothie King Center and the Superdome. What does all that entail, Jeff?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. I mean, they're going to basically, that whole area, if you've been to the Dome, you know, Champion Square,
right,
the old New Orleans Center Mall, that Macy's parking garage, all that's kind of been out of use, especially the New Orleans Center. I mean, it used to be a thriving mall, and it's really been out of use. They want to redevelop all that. I think there'll be mixed use. There'll be some, retail. There'll be real estate in there, some, commercial districts. But it's mainly going to be an entertainment kind of tailgate, pregame party area that they want to make. They want to make state of the art and kind of encompass that whole area to where the Dome and the Smoothie King Center become the hub of that Poydras Street corridor. I don't think there's any motivation from anyone to build a new arena on an off-site. I think they want to make that the site. And it wouldn't surprise me if one day even that whole area over near the post office and the rail yard, all that could be a part of that.
Well, it's one of the reasons New Orleans is so attractive is the walkability of downtown. It's not a new thought. Everyone knows it. So the more they can keep attracting people there with amenities like this, the better. JeffDuncanNOLA.com. Get him on Twitter at JeffDuncan_. We always appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thanks for having me on, Matt. Take care, buddy.
It's our pleasure. That's Jeff Duncan. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, as we always say, together we roar. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, they are synonymous. When you think Our Lady of the Lake, think LSU. When you think LSU, think Our Lady of the Lake. Of course, the Our Lady of the Lake physicians, world-class physicians that care for the LSU student-athletes, not just on the football field, but on the court, the diamond, all of them. And, of course, everyday champions like you and me in our community. Some of the earliest conversations I had with the folks at Our Lady of the Lake when we were starting this partnership, one of the things they impressed upon me is two things primarily that people want when it comes to healthcare: access and convenience. Access and convenience. And Our Lady of the Lake provides that with their state-of-the-art hospitals, their lake after-hours clinics, their subspecialties, cancer, stroke, heart health, pediatrics. They do it all at Our Lady of the Lake. OLOLRMC.com/LSU if you want to learn more about the Championship Health Partnership. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together, we roar. Okay, it's after further review. Thanks for hanging out with us here. And we got a lot to get to. If you missed, we opened the show today kind of diving into the drama going on with Damon Williams, the Washington quarterback that wants to go in the portal, presumably to come to LSU. Washington's blocking that attempt right now. We have a full sort of take and explanation of all of that. If you missed it, you can catch it on demand. AFR On Demand presented by Brett Golf. Podcast or YouTube. You can catch all that audio or video there. Another thing that I want to dive into when we come back, and Ross Dellinger got a hats off to Ross. He's done an incredible job with the story. But he got a hold of LSU's offer, a piece of LSU's offer to Brendan Sorsby. Of course, picked Texas Tech. And this is interesting because it gives a little bit of an insight, a peek into the window, a peek behind the curtain of how these very lucrative deals are being structured. And I want to dive into that a little bit when we come back. Stay here. It's AFR.
AFR.
DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net. Listen, it's January the 7th. You know that. You got a calendar. But we're in winter. I know it's 75 degrees, but you know we're going to get rain and a cold snap, and it's just what happens. It's hard right now to start thinking about summer or late spring and summertime and pool season, but this is the time to be thinking about it and to call Duplessis Builders if you want to have shovels in the ground in time to get your pool finished to be swimming by summer. Now is the time. DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net. Go to the website. They can do anything. And when I say anything, I mean the most extravagant resort-style pool outdoor kitchen you can dream up, or any of their 11 pre-made pool builds that you can buy online right now. DuplessisBuilders.net.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a...
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Wilson Alexander has shared details of some of LSU's new staff members' contracts. Get to that in a second. Of course, we always appreciate Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Y'all, it's a new year, new you. You want to look and feel your best. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I want to remind you, it's not just Goodwood. So if you go to that office on Drusilla, it's 3 businesses. There's Goodwood, which is the men's clinic. There's Unique Physique, which are the GLP-1s. That's semaglutide, tirzepatide. Lowest prices, never any contracts. Do the whole thing over telemed, so you never have to go into an office. They'll ship your medicine anywhere in the country. And then Unique Aesthetics and Wellness is the aesthetics clinic with Botox and laser therapies. And they also have hormone replacement therapy for women as well. So the point is, if in 2026 you're beginning your health and wellness journey, you want to lose weight, feel better, feel your best, a lot of things that I talk about, start there, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com, where a simple blood test can let you know if you're a candidate for HRT, which can help you feel your best. They have great peptide therapy as well. Yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. I want to talk about this story that Ross Dellinger has up with some details about Brennan Sorsby's NIL offer, third-party NIL offer from LSU. Wilson Alexander, though, has a few details in terms of some of the LSU new assistant coaches' contracts. Billy Glasscock and LSU, they've agreed on terms to a 3-year, $3 million deal. As Wilson notes, the $1 million per year will make Billy Glasscock among the highest paid general managers in college football. It's a pretty big bump as well from what he was making at Ole Miss. So when I see this, the thing that just shoots to the forefront of my mind is you're talking about an all-in commitment to Lane Kiffin's staff and everything that he wants. It is comical because we had this conversation that became such this viral national lightning rod conversation when the governor talked about the buyout for Brian Kelly and how things were going to be structured differently, yet here you are. Lane Kiffin's got a $91 million contract. They bumped Charlie Weiss to $2.5 million. He's the highest paid offensive coordinator in the country. They bumped Blake Baker to $3 million to keep him from Tulane. Billy Glasscock, $1 million a year, one of the highest paid, if not the highest paid general manager. All of this is falling into place. And what it tells me is there is just this all-in approach behind Lane Kiffin where they're going to give him whatever he wants. Sterling Lucas, the defensive line coach that they got away from South Carolina, he's going to make $925 in 2026 and then $975 in 2027. So just under $1 million there. Joe Houston, the special teams coordinator, $700,000 a year before incentives. I mean, the point is, you're looking at a staff where every single person that Lane Kiffin wanted, they paid to get. And what it's done is removed any type of excuse. So I know we are accustomed to thinking about a new coach taking over a situation, needing a couple of years to build the roster. Like that's not a thing anymore. It's not the reality anymore. This era allows you to win immediately. If your evaluation is good, you spend money properly placed on your roster to make sure you build the right roster, right culture, and it all comes together, you coach it up, you can go win. Indiana is proof of that. The program that when Kurt Cignetti arrived, no team had lost more games in the history of major college football than Indiana. Year one, he's in the playoff. Year two, they're ranked number one in the country, and they're the favorite to win the national championship. Like, it can happen like that if you hit on your evaluations. By the way, I got asked this morning on Morning Scone. I'm so glad someone brought it up. Said, well, if Indiana wins the national championship this year, will it blow out the blue chip ratio? And the answer is yes, it will. If you're not familiar with the blue chip ratio, what that is, we talk about it every year when it comes out. But every year since 2011, Bud Elliott, who is a good friend, a really talented guy, and good, great media member. We appreciate, Bud when he comes on the show. But the blue chip ratio is basically an evaluation it's a roster evaluation. And the metric is more than half of your roster, so 50% of your scholarship players have to have been 4 and 5 stars in high school. And all the teams that had a blue chip ratio above 50% since 2011 have all won the national championship. That's sort of the modern era of how they grade recruiting and star ranking and all. So in every year, that metric has held. If Indiana wins the national championship this year, they would blow the blue chip ratio out of the water. So the thing that I always bring up with this, and I brought it up with Bud before, is now Oregon could keep this in play, but Ole Miss and by the way, Oregon, Miami could keep it in play, but Ole Miss or Indiana winning the national championship and the blue chip ratio gets blown up. And the reason is what I've said to Bud when we've had this conversation is they don't properly account for, they have not figured out how to properly account for transfers. The example I give is A.J. Halsey. There's a great example that we could all understand. Can we all agree A.J. Halsey was awesome this year? He's a first-team all-conference safety. Led LSU in tackles. I mean, dude's a 4-year starter in college. Awesome. Well, in high school, A.J. Halsey was a 3-star. He was like the 2,000th ranked player in the country and went to New Mexico. But he gets to college and developed into a great player, a great college football player. Well, A.J. Halsey made LSU better. But on the blue chip ratio, he counts against you. And that doesn't compute. So, yeah, I think they've got to figure out somehow to incorporate natural. I mean, this is a very obvious statement, right? You have to figure out how to incorporate what transfers mean to your roster. And if you're unable to do that appropriately, then this metric, which has been really telling over the years, is going to get blown up. Now, the other part of it, too, I guess, is we could also look at it and say we're also in the era of a 12-team playoff where you can get in, win, and advance. But Indiana would have been in either way because they were the undefeated number 1 team in the country at the time of the start of the playoff. So, interesting there. So we'll follow. All right, it's after further review. I have time. I want to jump into. God, I have a lot to do. My goodness. Let me do this really quickly. Because I also want to talk about what Mickey Loomis and Kellen Moore had to say. But so just really quickly here, Ross Dellinger's got a piece up. I told you, he's been riding the heater. Ross is doing great work right now. He's got a piece up right now because Ross was able to get a hold of a portion of the third-party NIL offer that LSU made to Brendan Sorsby. It was $3.5 million. So keep in mind, this was in addition to whatever piece of the rev share that LSU was going to commit to Sorsby. So remember, Texas Tech reportedly has an offer north of $5 million. LSU, $3.5 million through MMR, but through the NILSU Max program. So if this is all confusing, remember, you've got your $20.5 million that every school can spend. And usually 75% of that number goes to football. So roughly $15 million bucks. Roughly $15 million allocated for football. Well, it's really hard to build a roster just on that rev share money, because if you've got $15 million and you give $5 million to your quarterback, well, now a third of your money is tied up in one player. Like, how can you appropriately build a roster when you have that much of an allocation around one player? So the task that all these programs have to do is, how can I get true third-party NIL dollars committed to reduce my commitment of rev share so I can spend my rev share elsewhere? So how can you get, and that allows you to spend above the cap, right? So if you've got $15 million in rev share, and then you can get another 10, 15, 20 million, whatever the number is, and third-party NIL deals that you can get through the clearinghouse. That's how you make your rev share money last longer. So this is a great illustration. The fact that LSU, through their NILSU Max program, had sort of guaranteed Brendan Sorsby $3.5 million in endorsement deals, like already in the queue. You wonder why LSU, why Lane Kiffin was fired up about coming here? That's why. Like, that's a great illustration. I mean, this is on paper. And it validates the thing we've been talking about a lot here. Because LSU has effectively gone to Playfly Sports and said, go get deals for our players. And you've already got proof that you had a $3.5 million offer on the table in true third-party NIL through your media rights dealer for the quarterback you were targeting. Now, Sorsby didn't take that money, so that means that 3.5 is available for someone else. Likely a quarterback. Maybe it's Damon Williams, if that's the way they have to go. But either way, the point is, it's no longer just talk. It's no longer just speculation. Like, this is a contract that was offered to this player where $3.5 million of true third-party NIL deals through the NILSU Max program were offered to Brendan Sorsby. So that money clearly is there for LSU. I think that's really actually very validating, and it's probably why I'm guessing LSU leaked this to Ross Dellinger. It's why they wanted it out there to show all these people saying, oh, Sorsby got 5.5, whatever it might be from Cincinnati. Okay. Well, LSU was able to put a true third-party NIL deal on the table in the seven figures for Brendan Sorsby. So all the questions of, do you actually have the money? Like, are you just wink, wink, nod, nod? Yeah, we'll guarantee you these NIL deals. Well, can you actually guarantee those NIL deals? This is suggesting from LSU's perspective, yes, they can. So now Sorsby didn't take it. He ended up at Texas Tech. But LSU's got money to spend. That's why you're seeing a host of the top players in the portal coming through Baton Rouge. All right, it's after further review. Hump Day Show is brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Quick break. When we come back, thanks to Jeff Duncan was here at the top of the hour, but Mickey Loomis and Kellen Moore both met with reporters for the season-ending press conference on Wednesday. A couple of the highlights of what they said, you'll hear it next on AFR.
AFR.
If you're thinking about selling your home, call Darren James, get your home sold. It's that easy. It's a new year. Maybe in the new year, your New Year's resolution is to move into a new home. A lot of times before you move into that new home, you got to sell your current home. Well, how do you get that home sold faster for more money? You call Darren James. Can't wait for the Wall Street Journal Real Trends list for 2025 to come out, but we told you all throughout 2025, the most recent list, Darren James, number 14 in America. In America, number of homes sold. 1.5 million realtors in the United States of America. And if you line them all up, 1 to 1.5 million, based on the number of homes they sold, Darren James, number 14 on that list. You need to get to a closing table fast, get the most amount of money, you need Darren James. 335-7666, 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
I'm all your Lock Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google. Based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this, and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Saints finished the maiden voyage of the Kellen Moore era.
Kellen Moore.
6-10, but my goodness, I'm not sure you could have a more optimistic approach after a 6-10 season, and it's largely because of the emergence of Tyler Shuck and the way this team played in the final 6 weeks of the season. And, when Moore met with reporters, Kellen Moore and Mickey Loomis met with reporters on Wednesday, it's not even really a debate, but Moore did confirm it that, in 2026, Shuck's the guy.
Yeah, we feel great with Tyler. Tyler's done an awesome job through this entire process. He's gotten a ton better. He's taken advantage of a bunch of opportunities. We're excited to have a full offseason to build. I thought what Spencer did in the season also is worth commending. What he put out there on film, I think, is really good film. He's a really good quarterback. He's a starting caliber quarterback as well. And so I feel like that quarterback room has, the depth and obviously the talent to be really successful.
So the gigantic advantage that you have as well going into this offseason that you haven't had in a while, knowing that you have what you feel like is a franchise quarterback, you hope is a franchise quarterback, maybe more appropriate, small sample size, but like what you see, on a rookie deal, and Derek Carr's retirement gave you cap relief you were not anticipating, meaning for the first time in, I don't know, golly, since dinosaurs roamed the earth, you actually have money to spend. You're not in cap hell. You will have a surplus. You can go into free agency not needing to rework $100 million of deals to have any type of money to spend. You're going into free agency with money to spend. And you have your draft. And Gumsmack and Mick was asked how Shuck changes the outlook of the roster in 26.
I don't know that we've determined that. That's part of this postseason process that we're going to go through, evaluating the roster, determining what we need to do in this offseason. Obviously, we feel good about the quarterback position.
Thrilling answer as always, but he did address the advantage of building around a quarterback on a rookie contract.
It's just easier to manage your resources. I don't know if easier is the right word, but you have some leeway to manage resources a little bit. And so, but you still have to make really good decisions. And, I think it's pretty well documented that teams that have a quarterback on a rookie deal have been able to do some things and have some success. And so part of that is just building your roster and managing it over, the 2, 3, 4 year period that you're facing. And it's just a different equation. It's a different math equation, really.
The building around Tyler Shuck is going to be an interesting part of this. And there's sort of multiple layers of roster building, of course, there's the draft and there's free agency and there's also roster retention. So there's a couple of big-time name free agents that we'll keep an eye on. Alontae Taylor is one. Chris Olave and what they do there is probably the biggest. Listen, I've told you my feeling on. I do not believe Chris Olave should be paid like a number one receiver. I do not believe he should like set the market. I believe like he should be paid like a very good number two, maybe a top number two wide receiver in the NFL. But Loomis was asked where they are on the Olave extension. Olave, by the way, to his own credit, did tell reporters especially having Tyler Shuck there and the optimism within the offense makes him want a new contract even more.
Well, Chris is obviously an important player to us and had a really good season, but, we haven't even really spent much time thinking about that right now. I mean, we've had a couple conversations with his agent, but, that's part of that'll be, part of this offseason.
What that market will look like for Chris Olave is, I think, going to be maybe the biggest question that they have to answer. Certainly, we're as fans, I think we're all fascinated to see what's going to happen with the veterans. Like, we want to know what happens with DeMario and Cam and Taysom, Alvin Kamara, obviously. But when we're just talking about the roster, salary cap, Olave is going to be the one to watch. And we'll dive deeper into this as the offseason goes along. But when you look at like the top, and here's what I mean. You look at the top receiver contracts in the NFL. You look at a guy like Jamar Chase has the highest value contract for a receiver in the NFL at $161 million. So Jamar's at 161. I don't think there's a soul walking the face of planet Earth that would argue that Chris Olave should top Jamar Chase's contract. So that's where all of this conversation is going to start, is where on this sliding scale of wide receivers does Chris Olave fall? And then there's also the veterans like we talked about with Cam and Taysom and DeMario Davis. And then there's a guy like Alvin Kamara. And he'll be 31 by the start of next season. And Kellen Moore was asked a pretty point-blank question. Do you still believe in Alvin Kamara as an option in this offense?
Yeah, I love Alvin. What Alvin's meant to this organization has been awesome. He's come in, he's put in a ton of work. Obviously, these seasons all take different paths, and he's had to navigate an injury, and so the most important thing for him is just to get healthy and be back to his self. And so he's done a really good job of leading this group and providing that leadership, and so excited for him.
The unfortunate part for Kamara is he just hasn't been available. When he's been on the field, at times he has proven viable. The problem for Kamara is, we always say, Mike Detilier's old line, the best ability is availability. Alvin hasn't been available. Alvin Kamara has not played a full season in the NFL since his rookie year. I'll say that again slowly. Alvin Kamara has not played a full season in the NFL since his rookie year. This season, played 11 games. In 2024, he missed 3 games. In 2023, he missed 4 games. In 2022, he missed 2 games. The point is, it's hard to justify continuing to invest in an aging running back with declining productivity who's not available. And I love Alvin Kamara. He's one of my favorite Saints of all time. What he's meant to this organization, awesome. But the hardest thing sometimes to do is you got to differentiate your emotion, your feeling about a player, and what the player actually is today relative to what it means for your salary cap. So after a season where Alvin Kamara averaged 3.6 yards a carry, which, by the way, was the lowest of his career. So even in the action when he was on the field, it was his lowest yards per carry of his career. What actually is Alvin Kamara worth to you anymore? These are all the questions that Saints will have to answer in this offseason. But with a young, potential budding superstar quarterback, lots of reason for optimism around the New Orleans Saints. We'll get to more of what Mickey Loomis and Kellen Moore had to say as we move throughout the afternoon. We're brought to you by Arco Power Systems, ARCCO, Arco.com, Arco.com. Hey, this is industrial Generac generator power when we talk about Arco. ARCCO, Arco.com, Arco.com. They signed their lease in Houston not long ago. They'll go as far west as San Antonio to Mobile, up to Dallas, Austin, Little Rock. and they serve so many different industries. Nursing homes, grocery chains, hospitals, hotels, banks, chemical plants, gas stations, universities, governments, municipalities. These are generators built for your business. They like to say at Arco Power Systems, our business is your business. Power goes out, your business can't go offline. What do? You call Arco Power Systems. They can install a Generac standby generator. They can rent you a Generac standby generator for your business, and they work 24/7 during disasters. They're the backbone that supports the region when people are getting through hurricanes. They've had Blackhawks, literally, and National Guard pick up their guys to go service generators and get power where it needs to go. Arco.com, Arco.com, ARCCO, Arco.com. All right, y'all, it is AFR. Mutual do Tigers and the Pros when we come back to wrap up hour number 2. A lot to get to in hour number 3. Remember, you can email us, tweet us, text us your question in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Lots of ways you get involved in the show, so get your questions in. We'll dive into some of that. We also got to talk about the LSU players who have gone into the portal, landing at new spots. It's all coming up in hour number 3. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
Man, as we move into a new year, no doubt starting to think about events that you have coming up in 2026. My wife and I actually were sitting down looking at our calendar last night, putting our family calendar, what events we have coming up, when we'll be out of town, all that stuff. So you're probably starting to do that right now. And if you have an event coming up in 2026 and you're looking for a venue to host that event, make sure you think about the Watermark and the Renaissance. The Watermark downtown, the Renaissance Southtown right there on Bluebonnet. Allison Crump is the event coordinator for both properties. So if you're thinking of having maybe it's a wedding reception. Maybe it's a fundraiser, an awards banquet. The Louisiana Association of Broadcasters, a couple of years ago, we had our LAB Prestige Award banquet over at Renaissance Baton Rouge. I was at a fundraiser event just about a month ago or so for a great organization. It was right there at Renaissance Baton Rouge. No matter the size or scale of your event, they can host up to 500 people in their grand ballroom. Make sure you remember Watermark and Renaissance Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
This new year, Hood Dental wants you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays, a $376 value. With over 3,000 5-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care, Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And for January only, save 15% up to $150 on restorative treatment. Schedule today at hooddentalcare.com.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
When it
it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
This menu is a masterpiece. Delivers every time.
This is the worst party ever. Raising Cane's! Let's go!
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
We are wrapping up hour number 2. Make sure you check out Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Peptide therapy as well. I've told you about the success I've had with BPC 157. Great not only for gut health, but also if you get any gut issues, if you have things like Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, IBS, it's worth looking into. But also for muscle recovery and repair, it's been incredible for my back pain. Cannot speak highly enough of it. Check it out. Tons of different peptide therapies. yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Bruce Feldman with a report. We're obviously keeping a very close eye on what's going to happen with Damon Williams, the Washington quarterback who announced he's going into the portal. Washington said, oh, no, you're not, because you've already signed a deal with us. The projected landing spot is LSU. Well, Washington is preparing for the possibility of Damon Williams not being their quarterback. And Bruce Feldman is reporting that quarterback Bo Pribula, who entered the transfer portal, is on a visit right now to Washington. Of course, Pribula was at Penn State, left Penn State for Missouri this year, now back in the transfer portal. Missouri signed Austin Simmons from Ole Miss, so now Pribula looking for a new home. He's visiting there in the Pacific Northwest up in Seattle. We'll keep you posted on how all that may transpire. Okay, Muso, Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right, things are starting to really heat up around Alex Bregman and his free agency. Where will he land? Of course, we told you yesterday that one MLB source told Jesse Rogers of ESPN that it is likely down to the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Boston Red Sox after the Blue Jays made a third base signing. Jen McCaffrey from The Athletic, she covers the Sox, had a report earlier today that Boston is seemingly satisfied with their offer to Bregman, while Bregman is likely still holding out for a larger sum of money. Buster Only yesterday reported the offer from the Sox is somewhere in the range of 6 years, $171.5 million. We'll see how that market continues to fluctuate and where Bregman might end up. NBA action. Naz Reid
should have stayed.
25 minutes off the bench last night for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Does he have any eligibility left? He might be able to help.
He doesn't. Well, actually, no, he forfeited all that by going pro.
Doesn't matter. I've seen it before. It didn't come back.
Maybe. 14 points for him in those 25 minutes. Shot 50% from the floor. Maybe get him the ball a little bit more, Minnesota. Added 6 boards and a couple assists just for good measure. A cool plus 21 for Naz last night in a big win for Minnesota. NBA action to look forward to tonight. Cam Thomas, he has returned for the Brooklyn Nets. They host the Orlando Magic. And a little LSU on LSU. Tari Eason and the Rockets, they travel up to Portland. He'll face Duop Reed and Trailblazers. That's Tigers in the pros.
Presented by First South Farm Credit, firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. You know, January, February, this is such a busy time for First South Farm Credit because if you're a hunter, you know what I'm about to say. This is the time of the year that as hunting season ends, so many people who have been leasing hunting property are like, man, that stinks. I want my own land. So this is the time of year when that really happens. And for whatever reason, you know, you're on someone else's property, you don't want to shoot the big buck, you just don't like other people being out there, whatever. But if you're in that frame of mind, this is the time to call my friends at First South Farm Credit, because if you want to buy your land, the 10 acres to 1,000 acres, they can help you over at First South Farm Credit. You know, a lot of people who buy land already own land, so maybe you want to use that equity for your new property. You can do it, and First South Farm Credit has the know-how, because since 1916, that's the only thing they've done for more than 100 years. I mean, coming up on 120 years. Wow. No, 110 years, sorry. It's amazing. 110 years. Whew. They've done one thing. They help Louisianians buy land. FirstSouthland.com, FirstSouthland.com. Thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit, FirstSouthland.com. Oh, y'all, it is after further review. LSU men's basketball team did lose last night. I had it on. Everyone's look. I can't say I was locked in every minute of it. The interest is almost nil right now. Tigers got down 30 in the first half. They rallied, made it close in the second half. So are you more disappointed in the deficit, more encouraged by the rally? It's just a mess. They're 0-2 in conference play. It feels like a repeat of a year ago. It's not very good, and that program feels like there's just a ticking clock right now. I just don't know if and when we ever get to the point where people care enough to put the investment to be great in basketball, because it's certainly not there now. Anyway, they'll try again somewhere down the line, and maybe we'll talk about it, which is the most defeatist attitude. I just don't know what else to tell you. Just not enough people care. All right, SportsCenter's coming up. Then hour number 3. Don't you move. It's AFR.
After further review.
Rouses.com. Why am I giving you the website, Rouses.com? Because if you go to Rouses.com, you can ship your king cake anywhere in the world. Well, actually, anywhere in the continental U.S. You want to send a king cake to a family member, a coworker that lives out of state, a friend that moved to a different state. You want to give them a little piece of carnival. Rouses.com. Right there on the homepage, you'll see the big king cake banner. Just click it. You can ship your king cake anywhere. If you're plain Jane cinnamon like me, or you want any of the cool exotic fillings with the dozens of different options that they have, go to Rouses.com. They can ship your king cake anywhere in the continental U.S. So go to the website, different sizes, fillings, flavors, all that sort of stuff at Rouses, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. It's carnival time. It's king cake time. Make sure you get to Rouses.com and ship that king cake. Rouses, this feels like home.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online, or text or call for free, confidential help now.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim, which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Investing in a new roof doesn't have to be overwhelming. At Pelican Roofing, we offer 0 interest for 21 months because everyone deserves a safe, secure home. Trusted, local, affordable. Pelican Roofing, making quality roofing affordable for South Louisiana families.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. As the Hawks and Trae Young continue working together on a possible trade, the 27-year-old star point guard has his preferred destination. ESPN's Shams Charania reports it is the Wizards. ESPN NBA analyst Danny Green.
He also had Brooklyn on his trade destination in Minnesota, so that's a place that he would want to win. But I'm also thinking he wants to be a place where it's still his team. You know, he wants to win. He wants to obviously get the Brinks truck to back up. But he wants to he's still young enough, still in his prime. He still thinks he can run an organization and be a part of taking an organization to the next level.
Young's got $95 million remaining on his contract, including a $49 million player option in the offseason. Todd Bowles is returning as head coach of the Buccaneers for the 2026 NFL season. Washington brought in Missouri transfer quarterback Bo Perbula for an official visit today. The school is evaluating several options in preparation for QB Desmond Williams Jr.'s potential departure. Williams said last night he's entering the transfer portal despite signing a $4 million deal last week to return to the Huskies. Baseball, Cubs improved their rotation, acquired pitcher Edward Cabrera from the Marlins for 3 prospects.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 3 off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt!
Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Muso. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. Oh, by the way, it's a hump day.
It's hump day.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day.
Tell you what day it is.
It's hump day.
It's the day LSU needs to find a quarterback.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Could it be DeMond Williams?
Hump day.
We'll find out.
It's hump day.
After the break.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
DeMond Williams leaving Washington.
Hump day.
Could it be LSU?
It's hump day.
Apparently there's other suitors getting in the mix.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Will he be able to play anywhere?
Hump day.
Got some thoughts?
It's hump day.
Sam Leavitt's on his visit at Tennessee right now.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
That ship at LSU has sailed, brother.
Hump day.
Tigers got another portal commitment today.
It's hump day.
Talk about him in just a minute.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Gum smacking Mick out there doing deals.
Hump day.
Not really. He's just not answering anything at all.
It's hump day.
It's kind of what he does.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Sits idly by, wastes drafts for 2 decades, and then tries to take credit when a new coach comes in and hits on a second-round quarterback.
Hump day.
You're not fooling anybody, Mick.
It's hump day.
We know you paid Derek Carr.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
We know you then restructured Derek Carr.
Hump day.
We know you spent 20 years putting the Saints in the worst cap situation in the NFL.
It's hump day.
We know you drafted Kyrie Fort.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
We know you drafted Andrew Tiller.
Hump day.
We know you drafted Charles Brown.
It's hump day.
We know you signed Jason David.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
None of us have forgotten that you signed Brandon Browner.
Hump day.
We all know that you went out there and you paid Jarris Bird.
It's hump day.
Yep. It's hump day, Mick.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
But with you, it feels like Groundhog Day.
Hump day.
How you like them apples? All right, here we go. The gigantic story in college football right now, here on the eve of the college football playoff semifinals, as the portal continues to turn. It's this story going on with Damon Williams. Most people, I'm sure, are familiar right now with this drama. So Sam Leavitt was on LSU's campus. Looked like LSU was barreling toward a commit. On Tuesday night, news breaks, Damon Williams plans to go into the portal. Leavitt very quickly schedules a visit to Tennessee. He's there today. Leaves LSU without a deal. It feels like now that ship has sailed. LSU had the bird in hand with Sam Leavitt. They decided to move on to Damon Williams, but this is complicated now because Washington, after Damon Williams 4 days ago signed his revenue share deal with the University of Washington, Washington says they're not letting him out of that deal. They're not submitting his paperwork to the portal. They don't want him leaving. But still, Washington is now hosting Bo Pribula on a transfer portal visit. The former Penn State, former Missouri quarterback Bo Pribula. And Damon Williams very likely could follow the path that we saw with Xavier Lucas just a year ago, where he missed the transfer portal window. He was at the university, he was at Wisconsin, and then ultimately ended up at Miami. He just said, forget about the portal, transferred to Miami, and walked onto the football team. And he's going to play for Miami in the college football playoff semifinal against Ole Miss on Thursday. So Damon Williams could very well follow that path. There is a report from NACOS that Miami, speaking of, is the other team that could be in the mix here for Damon Williams. When you look at who the other quarterback-needy teams are, Miami, Oregon kind of fit that mold, right? I mean, Oregon, if Dante Moore leaves, which I think we're all expecting he is, whenever Oregon season ends, we're expecting Moore will declare for the NFL draft. He's a projected top 5 pick. So it means Oregon's going to need a quarterback. And Dante Moore this year, was Dylan Gabriel a year ago, it was Bo Nix before that. And they've made a good living here in the portal hitting on these quarterbacks. Then similar for Miami. This year it's Carson Beck. A year ago it was Cam Ward. I mean, they're going that same route as well. So Damon Williams certainly is going to have a market for his services. LSU is going to be in that mix and very seemingly at the top of the list. His familiarity with Lane Kiffin, with Charlie Weiss, they recruited him out of high school, but where he lands remains to be seen. And the real concern for LSU is if you had the bird in hand with Sam Leavitt, you let him leave to turn your attention to Damon Williams, and you don't get Damon Williams, then what? Then you have a real conundrum on your hands. They're reacting to it up in Seattle as well. Joel Klatt of Fox Sports was on Brock and Salt. That's on Seattle Sports, and had this to say about Damon Williams getting out of there.
How can we be in a situation where contracts don't matter with coaches, with players, anybody? And I feel really bad for Washington in this scenario. I think Damon Williams is getting bad advice. And I think that there is major tampering going on, rampant in the entire sport. This is not specific to this case, but certainly in this case. And we desperately need a collectively bargained agreement. Because if we're not going to get federal legislation to help with guardrails and everything that we're dealing with in college football, then we need a collectively bargained agreement so that we can prevent things like this. When's the last time you ever heard of anything like this?
Literally last year. I mean, literally last year, Xavier Lucas did the exact same thing. That's one of the things that does surprise me. Is like there's fans on Twitter who don't know that, and they flood my mentions, and it's excusable. It's inexcusable for someone like Joel Klatt, who covers the sport nationally, to not know that. But a few things he said. He said, how have we got to the point where contracts don't matter? Well, of course they do, and contracts are enforceable. But you just are in an era where schools are willing to pay the penalty of contracts. It's punitive, but they're willing to. Coaches' contracts are still enforceable. There's a buyout clause of the contract. That's the language that schools put into these contracts years ago to protect themselves, and then coaches also likewise if they get fired. so they get paid. That's what mitigates the risk. If you're a coach and you leave your job where you're having success for another job, like the dangling carrot, the benefit of you leaving is that you're going to get paid. And so it's no different here. That's what's confusing, how people don't understand this. All of these deals, like every NIL attorney I've talked to, every attorney, every agent that's done any of these types of deals, they all have buyout language in them that are protections. Even like in high school NIL. If LSU did, I told you this, like LSU did high school NIL deals with players from the state of Louisiana, guys like Lamar Brown and Richard Anderson. When those guys got paid while they were in high school from the collective, because that's legal. But all of those deals had verbiage in it whereby if they flipped, they had to refund the money. Well, that's a clause that is adhering to the contract. That's honoring the contract. That verbiage is in the contract. He also said Damon Williams getting bad advice. I don't know that I agree with him there, because Ross Dellinger has reported that Damon Williams had an offer of $4 million. A lot of you have asked today, apparently there's this number floating out there about $6 million from LSU for Damon Williams. I haven't seen a soul, not a single credible soul, report that. However, it is logical to think if Damon Williams had a $4 million offer at Washington that he signed, and he was willing to walk away from that, in his social media post he said to do what's best for me. Suffice to say that number is going to be bigger than $4 million, and significantly bigger, whatever that may be. Is it 5? Is it 5.5? Is it 6? I don't know what that number is, but if I do find out, I'll tell you. I mean, I've been very transparent with numbers as I've gotten them throughout the NIL era. So I don't know that he's getting bad advice, because he's playing a great offense in the SEC and make more money. Well, that seems like really good advice. The tampering comment there, everyone's doing it. And if you're going to say, hey, well, like, what if everyone is stealing? Is that okay? I'm not saying it, because I don't think it's a bad thing. You have a system that allows it because it's unenforceable. So it's like speeding. Everybody speeds. I'm going to go home tonight. I'm going to speed. I'm going to go above the posted speed limit. And if you get me, you got me. Give me my ticket. But it don't mean the next time I'm in my car, I'm still going to speed. Next time I'm in my car. We all do it. So, whatever. The CBA component of it is maybe the most interesting part of what Klatt said there. And it's not a new thought. But to have a collectively bargained agreement, you have to have a union for these players. And that would mean they're employees. And I don't know how we get to that point. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it feels like that will take federal legislation. And the courts for decades have refused to get involved in that. So something transformative would have to happen. Listen, if they ultimately decide that these student athletes are employees and they get health insurance and all this, retirement, and it's all collectively bargained, okay, fine. I don't care. I mean, I do. I want what's best for all parties involved. But for everyone who throws their hands in the air and complains about this and how it's ruining the sport and all that sort of stuff, I just don't believe you're being sincere. It's just an echo chamber. It's just pablum. It's just spittle that you're throwing out there. Because you know what you're going to do tomorrow? Every one of you. Like, if you're listening to or watching right now, by the nature of the fact that you are in your free time or choosing to listen to or watch a show talking about sports, that means you will be watching Miami and Ole Miss tomorrow. 100%. And the next day, you're going to be watching Oregon and Indiana 100%. Despite all the stuff that you claim to hate, it's not going to stop you from watching the game because the product is still awesome. How the sausage is being made, it's always sucked in college sports. We just see it now. I mean, people always bring up, man, the Pony Express, right? Or the Pony XS. Like Eric Dickerson with his Trans Am. You don't go throughout the years? I mean, the reason LSU doesn't claim their 1908 national championship is because of claims that the student athletes weren't amateurs, that they had taken money. Now, it was later proved to not be the case, and they were still awarded the national championship. LSU just doesn't claim it. 1908, man. It's more than 100 years ago. It's always been the case. We just see it front and center now. So if you don't like it, don't pay attention to that part of it. Just show up on Saturday and watch the games. It's still inexcusable for Joel Klatt literally not to know that this exact same thing happened with a player that is literally going to be playing in a game tomorrow, or I guess tomorrow in the Fiesta Bowl in the college football playoff semifinal. Stay hot, Klatt. Okay. Quick break at SAFR.
After further review.
We're brought to you by Goodwood, title sponsor of our Monday shows. Hey, I want to remind you, New Year, New Year's resolution, maybe lose weight, get in shape, feel your best, all that stuff. Very most popular New Year's resolution, lose weight. Remember, at Goodwood, it's part of a three-pronged business unit there. There's Goodwood, which is the men's clinic, Unique Physique, which is the GLP-1s, and then Unique Aesthetics and Wellness. Well, remember, they have semaglutide, tirzepatide at Unique Physique. Lowest prices, never any contracts. Do the whole thing over telemeds. You don't even have to go into the office if you don't want. They can ship your medicine anywhere in the country. So check them out at uniquephysique.com, uniquephysique.com. Or if you're interested in hormone replacement therapy, like I talk about all the time, men, Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, women, HRT, Unique Aesthetics and Wellness. If it's easier, just go to Goodwood and let that be your launching point for all of their services. It's yourgoodwood.com. Want to look and feel your best in 2026? Yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Investing in a new roof doesn't have to be overwhelming. At Pelican Roofing, we offer 0 interest for 21 months because everyone deserves a safe, secure home. Trusted, local, affordable. Pelican Roofing, making quality roofing affordable for South Louisiana families.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit louisianapropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Got an update on a few former Tigers that have new destinations. I really encourage you, if you haven't done this yet, and I know a lot of you have because I see our numbers for the website over at louisianasports.net, louisianasports.net. We have the roster tracker, which is posted right there on the homepage. If you go to louisianasports.net, you'll see it right there under the top stories. There's the roster tracker. I know I've mentioned it before, but you probably should go bookmark this. It's got the LSU players that have announced they're staying. Notably, by the way, Jaden Breaker, who had previously announced he was entering the portal. He's done an about-face. They've reached a deal. Jaden Breaker is coming back to LSU for his second season. Then we got the players who have entered the portal, and then an update on those guys and where, when they've committed, where they're going. Notably today, Michael Van Buren has picked South Florida. So the former Mississippi State Bulldog, now former LSU Tiger, will have his third school in as many years. He'll be down in Tampa. Of course, Brian Hartline, the Ohio State offensive coordinator when Ohio State's run is over, he'll be down in Tampa as the new head coach at South Florida, replacing Alex Golesh, who's the new head coach at Auburn, and he'll have Michael Van Buren there with him with 2 years as a starting quarterback in the SEC. There's a pair of now former LSU offensive linemen who have picked Texas A&M. Tyree Adams and Cohen Eccles are both headed to the Aggies. Interestingly enough, Wilkin Formby, the now former right tackle from Alabama, has also today committed to Texas A&M, which I can't help but think. Look, well, first of all, some of you've asked, like, what's up with these guys going into the SEC? Like Carius Kearns going to Ole Miss. Well, a few things. Number one, this is a point that Shea Dixon has made for years here on the show. And every Tuesday we visit with Shea from On 3, and we talk recruiting. And Shea has said, and I don't know that I mean, it made a lot of sense, but sometimes you have to see it transpire to believe and understand it. One of the lines Shea has used for years is, it's never been more valuable finishing second in recruiting, because overwhelmingly, a lot of these guys are going to end up in the portal, and if you already have that relationship and familiarity, it's going to benefit you. Well, like, you're seeing that. Remember, Cohen Eccles was a Texas A&M commit who flipped to LSU. Well, he goes in the portal. Where does he land? A&M. So that part of it, I think, is really significant. Then you also obviously have familiarity. Tyree Adams, Cohen Eccles, Carius Kern, all going to SEC schools. DJ Chester, by the way, is visiting Alabama. The other part of that, which will feel kind of, oh, by the way, and Ori Williams. Ori Williams is, we need to update that on the tracker. I don't know if it's updated. Ori Williams is going to Tennessee. So, like, it's one of those things where it is important. The familiarity is important, but also you can't help but look at the offensive linemen who are getting these SEC offers and think about how the last year on the offensive line went for LSU and think, man, that feels like it was more scheme and development and coaching than it was necessarily the physical ability. Now, let's see how it plays out for these guys, right? I mean, Tyree Adams, Cohen Eccles, Ori Williams, Carius Kern, all these guys are going to SEC schools. Now, do they play? Do they ride the bench, hit the portal again? I don't know. But clearly, these schools see something in these players to keep them in the SEC, thinking they are SEC caliber linemen. And that's the part that has always kind of given me pause, because I look at it, listen, you're going to miss in recruiting. That happens every school, every class. Sometimes you miss. For whatever reason, you misevaluate. The player gets to campus, struggles to adjust to college life. It's really hard on the line as well, because a lot of times you have dudes that are 300-pounders in high school, and there just aren't many of those, right? So they throw around high school kids like a rag doll. They get to college, they got to fight fights with people their own size, and it just doesn't go as well. Like, I give the example all the time. I was a high school offensive lineman. I played 6 foot 232. Like, put me up against a D1 defensive tackle, it wasn't going to go well. You know what I mean? A guy that's 6'4", 300. That's not gonna go well for your boy. So, but all these guys have physical ability. It'll be interesting to watch how they do at their new stop. And similarly, because everyone's asking, what is LSU doing here on the offensive line? Because what we've seen overwhelmingly is additions of skill players. when we look at LSU's commitments right now, and they got another one today in wide receiver Trey Wilson from Florida, who's another SEC guy, a really good player with familiarity with Lane Kiffin, and he with them. Jackson Harris, wide receiver. Racine Guillory, running back. Malachi Thomas, tight end. Trey Brown, wide receiver. Rod Gainey, running back. Jace Brown, wide receiver. Trey Wilson, wide receiver. I mean, you got 3 other commitments. Stephylan Green and Ty Benefield, 2 defensive players. And then Hayden Craig, the punter from Florida, committed today as well. So of your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, of your 10 commitments so far, 7 are skill guys. Now, I fully expect, and I've said this here, so this isn't a new thing reacting to the commitments right now. You are going to, and this is going to make sense, you are overwhelmingly going to have offensive commits compared to defensive commits because you return, like you lose some of your frontline guys defensively, but you return a lot defensively as well. And so you're going to have to add some players on the defensive line and maybe a linebacker. You've already added a safety, but you have to remake your entire offensive line. You have to remake your entire receiver room. You had 1 scholarship running back, so you're going to sign multiple running backs. You have no scholarship quarterbacks. You're going to add multiple quarterbacks. So it just stands to reason, if you go sign 30 guys in the portal, 20 plus of them are going to be offensive players. You're going to have single-digit defensive guys. So I'm not surprised that there's a bunch of offensive guys. The thing we're all waiting to see, I think, is where are the offensive linemen? And so you look at all the visits, and again, we have another list here at LouisianaSports.net of the reported visits. So things that have been publicly reported of visitors coming to LSU. I mean, you look at the offensive linemen, Kapia Lincoln, offensive lineman Jacoby Jones, who's from Manny, started his career at Georgia Tech, went the JUCO route now, took a visit to LSU. Minnesota offensive tackle Kali Tafai, who was here a day ago as well. We reported that. I mean, that's 2. Henry Tabansi from Buffalo, one we reported over the weekend that LSU's interested in. That's 3. 3. Again, there's probably way more that just haven't been made public yet. One of the conversations I had with a staffer a day ago was so interesting because this person told me that, like, in a given day, they may have like 15 transfer portal guys roll through. Now, it's early still. When this first wave settles down, you get to the second wave, it'll slow for sure. But, we may hear of 3 or 4 in a given day, but there might be 15 in a day. It means there's a lot coming through there. It's a lot requiring a lot of manpower for LSU to host all these portal visits every day. But the point is, there's probably more offensive line visitors than even we're aware of right now. But they know that's got to be the emphasis. I'll still maintain you've got to retain Braylon Moore. He hasn't yet made his draft announcement. I was told over the weekend that they were finishing a contract with Braylon Moore and that it was trending toward him returning for his senior year. Now, maybe the portal being open has stalled that because all of the focus now has been on the portal guys coming in. But you retain Braylon Moore. Weston Davis is coming back, hopefully. His guy was a high force, was a top 50 player in the country. Hopefully he can take a step next year into year 3. And if you bring in 3 starters, well, you feel good. Got to make sure it's the right 3, and it's what I was told all along. 2 guards and a tackle is what they were going to add starting players on the offensive line. And the other part of it, too, is like when we talk about the numbers, it used to be that you'd want 15 offensive linemen. It's just not like that anymore. Like, you're not building with 15 linemen to stay and develop because they don't stay. You had 6 going to the portal in this cycle. So it's more about finding the 6 or 7 that can play for you this year. Maybe 8 if you need the luxury of having like a swing player on the interior of your offensive line. But your 5 starters, a center, a backup guard, a backup tackle. You get those 8, you feel really good about your ability to go compete. Got to be the right ones, though. So I know that's what everybody wants to see are the linemen and how it's coming along there. But get a quarterback, load up your offensive line, see if you can land some of these premier defensive linemen that LSU's got visiting. All this is up at LouisianaSports.net. John Henry Daly, the Utah Edge, set to visit LSU. Tennessee edge Jordan Ross, a former 5-star, set to visit. So the list is long and distinguished. LSU still in the mix for Penn State edge Chaz Coleman, who visited Penn State. But LSU still in the mix there. We'll see if they can land him. So Tigers, they got their line in the water for some big-time defensive line prospects. I know y'all want to see offensive linemen. As we learn more, we'll certainly share it with you. We're brought to you by Parrish Construction and Roofing, parrishbuilt.com, parrishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know, Parrish Construction and Roofing. Hey, we are thrilled to be nominated in the Best of Baton Rouge over at Parrish Construction and Roofing. As a matter of fact, on our social media, we have a link there where if you would, you could click. It's on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and everywhere, LinkedIn, all the places. There's a link. If you'd go to it, I'd greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. It's on all of our social media at Parrish Built. You click the link, and it'll bring you right to the page where you can vote. You can do this in literally 10 seconds. But we just recently won Best of Ascension. We're thrilled for that honor. We'd love to win Best of Baton Rouge as well. So if you go to the Best of Baton Rouge, it's votebatonrouge.com, votebatonrouge.com, or go to any of our social. The link, the direct link to vote is right there. I mean, you can do it in seconds. We'd really appreciate it. Like, Paul, pull this up if you would. It takes you right to this page. It's the Parrish Construction Review. It's the page where you vote for Parrish, and you just hit submit ballot, and then you're done. So we'd appreciate it greatly. Parrishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing. Parrishbuilt.com. All right, it's after further review. We're not got a quick break here. Come back. Jimmy will be here in 15 minutes for Otterlocks. We appreciate you hanging out with us on this Hump Day edition of AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. If you want to get an email, a tweet, a text, feel free to do it. You can text us 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. It's AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan, injury attorneys. You've been injured in an accident. It's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for decades. Get Gordon, get it done. As a matter of fact, I talked to Gordon earlier today. I invited him to come on the show. He's traveling today. But I wanted Gordon to come on and talk about the Damon Williams case from a legality standpoint, because I think there's few people that are positioned like he is, not only as a guy who's, well, an attorney, but also someone who's been so heavily invested in NIL deals and contracts, who's negotiated these and worked out these deals, and can tell us a lot. So look forward to having Gordon on the show maybe tomorrow, see if we can get a little more insight into how some of these contracts may be structured and look and work. But listen, Gordon's been a great friend and a great asset, not only to me personally, to us here on the show, but to all the communities that he serves in Louisiana. If you've been injured in an accident and it's not your fault, do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com. Get Gordon and get it done.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioneer Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is...
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Chris was saying that with Spencer Rattler, because he deserves another opportunity to start. Would you be open to moving in? Did he express an interest in being traded out of?
No, I mean, we're not anywhere in that. We haven't had any kind of discussions about that.
It was Mickey Loomis asked if they've given any thought to trading Spencer Rattler. Said no. Find that interesting because Kellen Moore was also asked if this year, in this offseason, they might bring in a veteran. I mean, considering your quarterback room right now it's Tyler Shuck, Spencer Rattler, and I guess asterisk Taysom Hill. So would they consider bringing in a veteran?
We feel great about that room. You're always trying to raise the level of a room, trying to get better, trying to improve. I think one guy in that room that kind of lose sight is like Taysom was in that room the entire year. He's been in some of the best quarterback rooms in the entire NFL, and his leadership, what he brought to those guys, even when he's playing his role where he plays every other position, he brought an excellent form of leadership to those guys and experience that they were able to lean into.
Remains to be seen if Taysom Hill will be back for another year or if he's going to retire. When we talked about that question a lot in the offseason, so many times the answer was, well, Kellen Moore was a quarterback and Doug Nussmeier was a quarterback. And you've got guys on staff that were NFL quarterbacks. And so they feel like they have that box checked. And I can hear that argument. I'm not saying that's wrong, but I could also make the counterpoint, which is Drew Brees found value in his backup, always. I mean, for all the years we watched Drew Brees be the quarterback of the Saints, when he'd go to the sideline, he's sitting there looking, it was the flip chart of the pictures and then later the tablet. He always had the backup quarterback sitting next to him, and it was just a guy that he could bounce ideas off and get another set of eyes that he trusted. So whether it was a guy like Mark Brunell or Chase Daniel, I mean, there was always a guy that he trusted. Jameis later in the career. But if this is the path they go forward with Rattler, so be it. It's interesting, and it kind of stinks for Spencer because he's not going to have an opportunity to go win a job somewhere because he'll be the backup. But is that his path in life or his path in the NFL, which truthfully is probably what his path forward is. He's probably going to be a guy that's a backup quarterback in the NFL and probably a good one for a long time. But you look for what ceilings are, and you could very clearly differentiate between Rattler and Shuck when they both had their opportunities, even with limited rosters. I mean, think about the conversation we had about Rattler a year ago. It was very hard to judge him because he was out there with a training camp a training camp roster. Well, so was Tyler Shuck, and he elevated them, and they won games. I mean, it just shows you the difference between what a starting caliber player in the NFL looks like and what a backup looks like. One more, though, from Mickey Loomis, and this was interesting because, one of the things that when Derek Carr retired, there was a thought of maybe, do they go after a veteran? Do they make a trade? Do they try? Remember, we talked about it a lot. Do they try to bring Jameis back? Do they go after Kirk Cousins to make a deal? And because the Saints had sort of been in this perpetual win now mode, the idea of restarting never was appealing to them. But they were sort of forced into that with Carr's retirement. Here was Mick.
Well, the timeline didn't fit that. I think the veteran quarterbacks that, you would bring in and compete for your, the position were pretty much all gone.
Yeah.
By the time that all got settled out. So, yeah, we had some discussions about that, but the opportunity really didn't exist.
But remember, like, New York had 3 quarterbacks. I mean, they had Jameis, and they had Russ, and they had Jackson Dart. Similar with, after the draft especially, with Cleveland. You could have gone and tried to make a deal for Joe Flacco. There was a lot of options that you could have gone to try to make a deal, and they chose not to. And, having seen now the way Tyler Shuck played throughout the final 2 months of the season, tons of reason for optimism moving forward. So just some thoughts there from Mickey Loomis and Kellen Moore on their season-ending wrap press conference here Wednesday in New Orleans. Hey, we're brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center. Man, I know I talk about him every day, and there's so many different things to talk about, from eye care, eyewear, and eye surgery. You can have your eye exam. You can get your prescription filled if you wear contacts or glasses. You can get your new frames, get your new contacts. And, of course, the refractive procedures. But so much of what I love telling you about with the Williamson Eye Center is Dr. Blake Williamson. You sit down and you have a meeting with him. You spend 10 minutes with him. Or if he does your refractive procedure, you'll understand why I'm so bullish on him. Not only is he a renowned world-class ophthalmologist, that's why he goes all over the world speaking and training at conventions and seminars, brings world-class, first-of-its-kind technologies to Baton Rouge. But he's outstanding at what he does just on a personal level, the bedside manner. I love he'll often call, during the procedure, he'll call it a vocal local, like local anesthesia, like the way that he speaks to you, keeps so calm during the procedure. He's excellent at what he does. I did my LASIK coming up on nearly a decade now. And whatever refractive issue you may have, if you want to ditch those contacts and glasses forever, you can trust Dr. Blake Williamson like I did over at the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020, 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. Hey, one of the other questions that I've gotten a lot here throughout this hiring cycle is about Ed Ogeron, and if Ed Ogeron might join the LSU staff. And the thing that I've said all along is that nobody at LSU has told me that. I've been asked a lot about it. There's been a lot of reports about Ed Ogeron, Arkansas and Oregon State and a lot of different spots. But Tulane, but that feels all agent driven, and that's what good agents do, is they get their client's name out there in the conversation for jobs. I just hadn't had anyone at LSU mention that as a realistic possibility to me. And Coach O is doing a lot of media now, and it's very clear like he wants to work again. He was doing an interview on Yahoo Sports and was asked about Lane Kiffin and working at LSU. Naturally was very complimentary of Kiffin.
Well, I think they got the right guy in Lane Kiffin. Lane's a friend of mine. He's going to do a great job. I think Burge Osbury is going to do a great job. They have the right idea, for this transfer portal and NIL. He's the right guy. I do believe that he's got some work to do. I think that the roster's not where it wants to be, but as he did at Ole Miss, he's going to put a championship team together. There's no doubt about it.
So I know Ed Ogeron has been hanging around Baton Rouge. I mean, a lot of people have seen him, and he's obviously a very, very public figure and very noteworthy and recognizable figure. So, and I, again, believe very much that he wants to work. His last buyout payment from LSU was in December, so about a month ago. And he spent this fall kind of getting back into coaching circles and conversations, and he has said on the record adamantly he's ready to coach again. That opportunity hasn't been there. Is it on LSU staff in some capacity? It certainly won't be as the defensive line coach, as they've hired Sterling Lucas, and we learned the terms of the contract today from Wilson Alexander, over $900,000 for Sterling Lucas. I mean, it's what it took to get him away from South Carolina. But I think Ed Ogeron is kind of just sitting by waiting on a call that hasn't come yet. It'll be interesting to see if and when it does, because as a recruiter and a defensive line coach, his resume is undeniable. Those are two things at which he is exceptional. It might take the right situation for the right spot, the right program to get him back in there as a position coach. Certainly, if the opportunity a head coach comes again for Coach O, it's probably at a lower classification. Certainly, I would doubt it in the FBS, but is there, or in the Power 4, maybe a G5 school or in the FCS. I think there could certainly be those possibilities. But one to watch, because I know people ask about it a lot, but Coach O did an interview with Yahoo Sports earlier today. All right, it's after further review. Let me knock out a quick break. We'll come back, wrap it up. Jimmy will be here for Otterlocks. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
River City's 1 hour air, where they're always on time, or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com. Spell it out, ONE, 1hourbr.com. 73 degrees in Baton Rouge right now at 5:45 p.m. on December the 7th. December the 7th. On January the 7th. Let's not go backwards. On January the 7th. But, we're going to get cold snaps. Winter is upon us, and it'll rain, and we'll get colder weather like it's supposed to this weekend. If you got issues with your heater, make sure you call River City's 1 hour air. If you have not had your heater checked and you can't remember the last time you had your heater checked, call River City's 1 hour air. 752-0001, 752-001, or 1hourbr.com. They'll come out. They'll get your heater tuned up, cleaned, inspected to make sure it's safe and efficient for these cold weather months. River City's 1 hour air, 752-0001.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
Every winner knows a great play starts with a solid game plan and the right team by your side. At Sunshine, we're here to keep your operation running strong. From tractors to harvesters, we've got the John Deere equipment you need to tackle every job with confidence. Because when the work's done right, there's more time for the things that matter, like cheering on your favorite team. Make Sunshine Quality Solutions part of your playbook this season and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google. Based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here. on a hump day edition of AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. New year, want to look and feel your best. Hormone replacement therapy, tons of different peptide options as well. The GLP-1s over there, Unique Physique. Check them out, yourgoodwood.com. Okay, one thing left to do, find out what we're betting on tonight. Time for Otterlocks.
Otterlocks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
You, Otter, what's up, man?
Let's keep it going. A couple of profitable nights. Let's try and keep it going. It's like one of the craziest shooting stretches that I've ever seen that kind of killed our 4-1 night and turned it into a 3-2 night by Texas A&M. That was out of nowhere. That was out of nowhere. They scored like 45 points in like 7 minutes. It was unbelievable. Anyway, crazy ending there as well. Let's go to the ACC. Got 4 picks tonight in college hoops in Winston-Salem. This one is flipped, Matt. I still like it, but hopefully you got on it when we released the website. It was plus 1.5 when we put it on the website. Wake Forest is now minus 1.5 against Miami at home. So still recommended at minus 1.5. Going to the SEC for the next one. A little strange trying to figure out, Chris Beard early. He just figured he would. That great run to the Sweet 16 where they really blew it against Michigan State to advance to the Elite Eight. But he thought they'd build upon it. And, man, I love the French point guard that they got in, and it looked good early, but they have struggled. But I do think this is their home opener tonight. We're going to take the Rebels plus 3.5 at home tonight. Then back to the ACC for 2 more picks. One of the best teams in the country, man. The Virginia Cavaliers went to Raleigh and just ripped Will Wade and the NC State Wolfpack up by 20-something on Saturday morning, actually. We're going to go back. It's a big number at home. California, obviously, making that trip all the way from Berkeley. California is pretty doggone weak, one of the weaker teams in the ACC. We think Virginia's going to pour it on them pretty big here. Pay attention to this one because if they get up sort of in that 16-18 range, which I expect, you might want to hedge middle a little bit of it if they pull a lot of their starters. So you can, I think, I'm anticipating a middle opportunity in that one. Okay. Staying in the ACC, Clemson tonight at home, top 25 RPI teams. SMU coming off of an emotional win. They blasted North Carolina pretty good in Dallas on Saturday by double digits, but kind of following it up. It worked for us last night. Team coming off an emotional win with Central Florida with their court storm. They had a court storm in Dallas as well. They go to Little John to take on Clemson. We're taking Clemson minus 3.5.
All right, Wake, that's flipped, so it's Wake now minus 1.5. Got Ole Miss, Virginia, and Clemson, the 4-pack of college basketball tonight. Where are you tomorrow?
Go ahead.
We are.
And I suggest, to get the alert or whatever when it pops up when we first doing it because these basketball lines will move. But also listen to us at 5:50 because I'm adding, like I did last night when I added Oklahoma State. We'll do it as I kind of monitor the where the action's going. So just trying to do it, catch it on both ends.
Hunt usually
tomorrow at the original.
So I was going to say, Hunt usually gets the Otterlocks picks up sometime in the 3 o'clock Central Time hour. So you check LouisianaSports.net, you get in there early.
Yeah. He gets off the air at 3 and posts them within a half an hour or so. Yep. Usually when I'm on time. So
God bless. Where are you tomorrow?
We're at the original walk-on on Burbank in the shadows of Tiger Stadium.
Awesome. All right, Otter, we appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, good luck.
All right, thanks, man. I just got this word as we're heading out of here. LSU's gotten another commitment. The long snapper Mulhern, who came in from Florida, has committed as well. So both of the Florida specialists committing with, forgive me, the punter earlier today, Hayden Craig, committed, and now I just got this text literally as Jimmy was talking there. The long snapper Mac Mulhern has committed as well. So loading up, those were guys that had committed to Joe Houston at Florida as specialists. Now we're heading over to LSU. I know a lot of people are asking about Grant Chadwick with LSU taking a punter from Florida. What about Grant Chadwick? Chadwick is not officially in the transfer portal. What I had been heard, though, just sort of quietly through agent circles, was that his agent was shopping him. Again, like, I know everyone loves to throw out, tampering allegations. It's just that's how everything is done quietly. But more recent, it sounds like Chadwick is staying. So I think you're probably gonna have some competition there. So see if Grant Chadwick sticking around. Maybe you got a new punter coming in, or the lefty. Hayden Craig, not only is punter but also place kicker. So we'll see. We'll talk plenty more about it. So, all right, it's gonna do it for us here as we get on down the road. Muse, Paulie, thanks. Y'all have an awesome night. We'll see you tomorrow at 3.
AFR.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. On the field, I trust my team. For my healthcare, I trust the lake.
Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.